It's time for some summer action. Welcome to the beautiful Progresston Stadium, where we'll find out who will become our next champion. The 4 best teams of the professional tournament advance to the biggest championship, the Blitz Summer Cup, where the top crew will take home $25,000, a unique clan emblem, a lot of gold, a professional green camouflage, the defending champion avatar, and a stellar background for each team member. You can also watch the tournament streams to qualify for additional rewards. Stay tuned and best of luck on the battlefield.
Good morning, America. Good afternoon, Europe. Or good morning, and Asia. So this is Blitz Summer Cup, and we are streaming North America Championship. My name is Alexandra. Here we go live, and welcome to the stream. So today with me, amazing legend of World of Tanks Blitz, Bushka.
G'day humans, great to be here. Really excited to be part and pumped up and ready to go for a little bit of that Blitz Summer Cup action. Get ready, it's going to be fun.
So guys, before we start with the amazing battles and matches, let me tell you a bit of information. So if you're watching us right now on YouTube, that's a mistake, because you can get a lot of rewards for watching this live stream. To get the rewards, you need to proceed to our official portal. Let me show you how it works. Please show the tablet of mine right now. On YouTube, there is a pinned message with the links to our portal. You pick the link for your region. For example, I'm playing on Europe, then I pick Europe link. If you play on North America region, you pick North American link. That's how it works. So you pick the link, you open this link, and you are on our official portal. Congratulations. So to get rewards here, you need to log in. Log in, please, in the upper right corner. So to log in on this portal, you need to use your email and password. Voila, congratulations, you are on our official portal, you watch the stream and you get rewards. You can get 5 keys for watching this stream. Use these keys to open the lockboxes that you received during our Blitz Summer Cup tournament activity and get some nice tanks. So, easy, busy, and enjoy the stream, of course. So, this is the final day of our North American Championship, and we're going to see 2 matches today between the strongest teams. And these teams are well known for each of you, and let's check the brackets to know who is playing and who is going to fight for the prize pool. By the way, the first place will get 25k.
25 grand.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of bling.
Yeah. So, Bushka, I think that we all know these teams.
Yeah, this is like a carbon copy of the Blitz Ultimate Cup that we cast not long ago.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe we should just play that back and we'll go and have some breakfast. just call it a wrap.
Yeah. So, yeah, today we're going to see 2 matches, and we already see Jokers, yeah, in the upper brackets, and who will fight against Jokers, Ponda or Origin? We'll find it out. I like that the Origin clan use X.
Yeah.
Now Twitter also use X.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe they've got a case there. They can go and get a little bit of that intellectual content. Same as last time too. Even the rankings. I know Jokers were number 1 and with a bullet last time, and were expected to sweep all before them. But we saw how that turned out with Origin. Will they come back and repeat, or will Jokers come back and claim it again? They've won before.
We'll find it out.
Exciting times. Build a narrative. Let's do it.
Yeah. So, did you watch the?
I did.
Battles?
I watched both Aminet's stream and 34's stream because I was in a hotel room in Vilnius, and I thought I'm going to be totally prepared here. And they were really quite impressive. The guys from Jokers. They battled a little bit in the start every game, and then they just shut it down. So I'll be impressed if they can be given a hard time here. They look the stronger team for me, but all season long 34 tells me Ponda's been coming up with tiebreakers, and it's all been very close.
Yeah. So the first match is going to be between Origin and Ponda, and let's meet the teams. Let's check the visit cards and let's know who is going to
Let's make some
play
stuff up.
the first
Here
match.
we go. Oh, here we go. Number one on exciting E100. Shot against Tanner, the grandfather of Blitz Esports now. Hunza from the Origin team. Lovely dancing music here, and no one loves dancing more than GR Zup. That's right. Here we go. Pew pew, double pew pew. Alliteration, onomatopoeia, oxymoron, everything you can get in a name. Love it. Big tankety tank booms there from Tunnel. The clue is in the title. TVP cruising around the corner. The Bubba looking very, very smooth. Couple of grubs there coming here in the big Donk IS4. Batch Chatillon, and it's Cora. Cora. Sounds like Tora, but it is with a K. Excellent work. Turrets go flying, and that's Origin. Get X'd, enjoy it, like it, do it tomorrow again. And here we go with the other side of the coin. We're flipping this one as Batch hats go flying on Pagman. Who doesn't love a good Pagman? Rax QC. Queen's Council or not. Here we go. Head-to-head Sherman Man. Well, Sherman, I love it. I love what they're doing with the words with English. Great leaping ability there from the WZ. Getting wrecked though, but still I enjoy a man with a good vertical leap. That is, as we pan left, WORQC, so the QC definitely clue is in the title on those ones. Magic Carpet Ride down the middle. Let's do the trench. And Pafalupe coming back for a return joust. Big feature, JTA 1206. Strev K's everywhere. We've seen that. Skips. Not just Skip, but son of Skips. And that's Pandemonium with the Ponders. I'm so happy they got through and I get to say that again.
Amazing. The video is beautiful. I like
Beautiful
it very
work.
much. Yes,
Art
like
department knocking it out of the park
Yeah.
there. Loving it.
given some charge and atmosphere and the vibe of the tournaments. But what maps are going to be played today? Let's find it out. And it's interesting because Origin and Ponda, they already met twice, and
Yeah.
Origin won Ponda as the score was 4-3. Twice.
Twice. And I've got to be honest, some of these maps, I love the way they do it, these pick band stuff. So Mollendijk, Rockfield, Black Goldville, Naval Frontier, Fort Despair, Lagoon, Hellas, and Yukon. The one that I'm really interested to see is Origin with Lagoon there. New Bay is a tiebreaker at the end, but Lagoon, that thing is mad. That's a crazy map. It's like someone just had a whole lot of vodka and played snakes and ladders in the dev room. There are that many options with Lagoon. I don't know how they're going to run it, but I'd be very excited to see that one. Mollendijk, a lot of the same old, same old. Everyone feels comfortable with those. They've got strats. They're ready to rumble. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how they run with Lagoon on that one.
Yeah, seems like we're starting our first match with Rockfield.
Rockfield.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay.
One of the originals too.
Yeah.
When I had my biggest game ever in the T29 back in the day, Rockfield, like 9 years ago, just sitting there, hull down, loving life. It's changed a lot.
9 years ago.
Yeah, it was-
That sounds scary.
yeah, I know. Like you were probably 12 or something like that.
Yeah. Good for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I was 40.
So, of course, today during our live stream, we're going to have our honorable analytics that are and that were a great part of our tournament story and tournament system. So, today with us, Amanet and 34, and let's invite these two legends to our stream for their awesome analytics. Hello, good
Hey,
morning.
morning, good evening, everybody.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Amanet, and
Hello.
good evening, 34.
Morning. Thank
Howdy.
you for having us.
Thank you for joining.
Excited for these games today.
Oh, really? Should we
For
be
sure.
excited?
Yeah, I think that all these teams are going to be
Definitely.
really back and forth. We saw throughout the entirety of top 8, both of these teams, both of these teams tiebreaker every single time up until this top 4 moment. But either team could definitely go all the way this time around. Super excited.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wondering like how Jokers feel right now. Stressed or relaxed? Because they are already in the upper
Relaxed.
brackets. Relaxed.
Exactly. They will be nervous later on, but for now they've got nothing to worry about.
You know, when I have like a lot of time before important occasion in my life, I worry all the time. Maybe it's me. They're professionals and they're just playing game for just
Yeah, we've
winning
seen
money.
Joker here plenty of times before. They're the 6-time champion, I believe it is now.
Oh.
So they've been here so many times. This is just another day in the office for them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And how does it feel like? It's not enough? Still not enough victories in our
Yeah.
Blitz story?
Get the
Let's get
trophy
one
cabinet
more.
stocked.
Yeah, so, Amonet, what are your expectations for the first match? Ponda, Origin, again?
To be fair, I think Origin has the upper hand here based on previous matchup and previous games that I've watched. Um, that's not to say that Ponda can't do it because they're both epic teams. It kind of depends on who pulls out the rock from under the feet of the other first. Because after that, it will be a hard time for the other team to get back.
Yeah, and also it's not a matter just of winning, but a matter of your emotional damage or not damage after the first match. Yeah, you just like set yourself for the upcoming battles. But we wish best of luck to both teams, of course.
Definitely.
You guys said that
Yes.
they've played each other so much. These strats, I mean, you get 2 spawns each map. They must have played each other on every map that they've pick banned here. How much do you think we're going to see the development of new strats? Is there anything they've kept under their hat, or are they just going to go the same old, just hope to out execute the other team?
I think it's going to be a little bit different. Since Top 4 has started, all the teams have been given press accounts to play against teams of other servers. So it'll be interesting to see how the practice that they've had with teams from EU and Asia have maybe influenced the North American meta to inspire them to try new strategies. So I expect to see a lot of new gameplay here today. At least that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pray that we won't have 5-0.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty good
Certainly.
last time. The North American tilt was very exciting, actually. So
Yeah.
it was a great way to start. And I expect them to be hitting the same kind of notes here. Out of all the servers, if they're playing other servers, do you feel that North American meta is more aggressive or more of a tactical meta?
To me, it feels a bit more tactical. With EU, we see basically a spam of Streetwagens and AMX 54s with some other tanks mixed in there every now and again. The NA meta seems a lot more versatile with tank choices. We see a lot more
absolutely.
different tanks here. And that makes it, for me, as a generally EU streamer, very interesting to watch because you see very different things happening here than you do on EU.
It's like watching different country with different culture.
Yeah,
It's like traveling.
I was blown
Exactly.
away by the amount of mobile heavies that were running now. Lots of Streetswagens and such, but none of the old Type 71s or anything that was dominant last go-round. Do you think there could be... Like, I love it when someone pulls a card out of the deck like that is just completely unexpected, and we see a return to like a big mouse meta or something like that. Just there's always one of those great... Which is the team most likely to try something wild and crazy here?
I think that team is going to be Ponda. We've already seen this season they've kind of been the wild card team. Origin themselves have been very favorable of the Kronvan, which is more of a defensive tank, whereas Ponda seems to be the team that likes making plays. So I think if any team is going to do it, it'll be Ponda. If I had to think of a map to do it on, well, obviously we already talked about the Lagoon meta being pretty underdeveloped so far, so I would love to see something crazy there. I think that'd be great.
Absolutely. Love it.
Maybe some surprises from our players. Flashback to the situation with Grill.
Yeah, God. Go Messi. Where are you now? Come on. Yeah, that was wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
that was legendary.
Yeah.
I guess that was exactly the live stream in Minsk with
Yeah,
Skate.
yeah, that's right. Skate jumped up on with me, and I wouldn't let him go. He was, and we were both just laughing. It was so funny watching that. They had no idea. That was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. It was so out of the books. If they did something like that today, it'd be brilliant, amazing.
2018.
Listen, I looked at New York. I was casting in New York in 2016. That is just, it's
Okay, Bushko, you
a
won.
long time.
You won in this competition. You're a champion.
I don't know about champion. It's been, it's
Oh.
just, come on. You're counting the years when it was 7 years ago. That's wild.
Yeah,
I was still in high school.
Yeah, exactly. This is what we're talking about.
me was like
Whole
in kindergarten.
generations have grown up and raised families since I started casting this thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Amonet, you remember also, yeah?
Yeah.
Good old
Good old
times.
days.
Yeah. So, okay, let's get back a little bit back to our teams. What are the weak points of the Origin?
They kind of have a thing where they go no guts, no glory at times. They can be very steady and very just controlled. But
Mhm.
every now and again, you have a game where they just go full on in without having all the information yet. And that doesn't always work out for them.
Okay, well, what about Ponda?
Honda, it's hard for me to say what their style is. I feel like they're a little bit of a more well-balanced team in terms of what they can do. We've seen them push, we've seen them play defensively. Yesterday, I think we saw a bit more of a kind of wait it out for a while, then go for some last-second pushes to grab the win. So we'll see if that can be useful today against Origin, who typically have been a defensive team up until this season, in which case, as Eminet said, they've been kind of going pretty hard, so hard to say.
Yeah, Aminette, I saw yesterday when I was watching your stream on Mayan Ruins, there was a game where Origin actually had 2 caps. They had the top of Mayan Ruins and they were holding, and they somehow managed to lose that. Like, they got completely out-traded by Jokers. I was surprised by that.
They were
Yeah.
in very tricky positions
Yeah.
when they got those caps though, and that's kind of how they got caught out.
Yeah, it was a
Because
pretty
kind of like
dangerous thing.
you have the early advantage, but if your tanks are in positions where they can get shot relatively easily from the positions where your enemy tanks are, then yeah, you are going to bleed a lot, and that in the end will turn things around.
Yeah, I thought that was very telling. They were very aggressive right out of the gate, taking a B cap with an IS-4 that was left alone, basically. I thought they got away with it, and then they didn't manage to regroup from there. And I know exactly what you mean with that no guts, no glory thing. They do seem, once they start making trades, that's it. They just start making trades until it finishes.
It makes
So-
them very
Yeah,
fun
Joker
to
said
watch, but it is a big risk.
Yeah.
The main question.
Yeah.
Who will be in grand finals?
So Eminet had to...
Jokers is one.
Oh, yeah.
win.
There you go. Yeah, Eminet was saying she thinks it's going to be Origin. I'm going to have to root for Ponda here just because they haven't won a Blitz Cup yet. They haven't won a single season yet, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And they're definitely up there in terms of NA's skill. They've been here for a long time, but without a championship to show for it. So I'm going to root for my homies in the Ponda team this time around.
You just love Pondas.
I
Who
can't
doesn't
say
love
that I don't.
pandas?
It's very
Who
true.
doesn't love pandas? How can you not like a
Fair
roly-poly
enough.
thing?
But
that
you know,
eats bamboo?
pandas like they have the strong opponent now, capybaras. Everybody's
Capybara
crazy
versus-
about capybaras.
Yeah, they've got good
It's a fair
vertical lead
point.
too, which is true, but they don't roly-poly. There's
Internet make crazy
no escape
things.
rolls. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
saw the new logo that Ponda had this year, it's a lot scarier than the cute cuddly one they had last
Yeah,
year. They're
it's
really
very
meaning
it's a
business this time
furious
around.
panda, isn't it?
Yeah,
it
okay,
really
so
is.
they're gonna frighten their enemies
Yeah,
with
there's a lot of
logo.
fury.
Okay, so interesting fact about our tournaments for each region. We're going to pick the logo of our winner and place this logo on the special camouflage that is going to be for our T-77 tank. And I think it's amazing, and it's very good and positive thing for our players and for champion teams as well. So I think it's good practice, and yeah.
I saw
players
that bling
must be happy.
beforehand. Like not just the money, but the bling of things like that. That is so much swag to be able to,
Yeah.
to just be able to say, hey, that's my tank. Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
that's very cool.
That's very cool. It's like living a sign in the story of
Yeah.
World of Tanks Blitz. Okay, so we're going to start the first match in 2 minutes. 34 Amanet will see you pretty soon. Enjoy the battles, and may the luck be with the teams and with us.
See you
Thanks, good
soon.
luck.
Okay, so the first map we're going to see in our first match, Origin versus Ponda, and it's gonna be Rockfield. Let's see what strategies and tactics the teams have for this map, and let's check the map itself. Maybe you don't know.
One of the original Blitz maps, the rock-filled hull down on the heavy route, has forever been a part of Blitz folklore. It's got a big division of labour here too, very clearly defined heavy and light routes, although obviously in competitive there's no such stickers. This cap here right in the middle, tough to get anywhere near it. Very, very difficult cap to control, open to both sides. Basically, great spots for TDs all over the place. A really, really even-handed map. And here we go. Origin v Ponda. We see a whole bunch of heavy stuff there. The Kranvagen, the IS-7, Object 777 to get low and dirty. Here's Cora. 60 TP Lewandowski heading, or as my mate Maxi loves to call it, the 60 TP Big Lebowski. And he's all about the business. T100 LT, you can see Sherman going there in the Ponda Light, the T100 LT, getting a couple of spots as Cora crosses and heading behind that B cap now. You can see they are pretty spread out. We've got a 3-tank push going down the A from the Origin tilt, the Light buzzing around C, just spotting out. I don't think there's going to be any seriousness going on there. Tanner takes a little tap, a love tap. Just someone in the IS-7, Chipotle is life, sitting at the back with that very, very derpy Russian gun, but doing the business there on the Kranvagen of Tanner. So good shooting him. Filling ourselves out here. Ponda looking to cap A, and they are lovely little position at the top of the map. Able to hide slightly behind that wall. They've probably bought the 777 for just such an occasion. The lowest slung of heaviums, and it is easily ducking down below the blind shots that are coming across. Unspotted Pagman now goes, lights up, but that's a little bit late. They've got the A, they are on the board, and they're able to start applying the, Kranvagen, Tanner. Returning fire there at Chipotle. They're having a little bit of a meeting of the minds there. The hit point pool untouched as yet. Looking ever so mint. The, untouched no longer. Tanner drawing the first little bit of ire there as Chipotle takes a donk on the nose and tunnel now. He's firing from behind the bush there on the heavy route. You can see he's able to use the extreme camouflage of the Kranvagen. Tanner is spotting for him. He's unspotted. He's going to take another shot, just smacking him with HE at the moment. Look at that, 139, 39. It looks good on the scoreboard, but he's not really doing a whole lot, and he's letting that reload go through for the Kranvagen. So 5 minutes to go now. Probably won't get to full time here, but there is a 135-point difference, which is a fair margin. The hit points very even here, down 1,000, but they started with a little bit more too. The kids from Origin, they're massing up behind that A cap. They've got the Big Lebowski there. That's Cora. Just holding back, proximity spotting. They are starting. Oh, here comes Origin. They are looking behind A. They are rotating slightly up. There's still a heavy holding at the back. One light spread across the back of the C cap, and here comes the big push. My mistake. That is, no, Cora's a lion. He's isolated. They don't realize this. They're going to find out very, very soon. As soon as these tanks get spotted coming down on Chipotle, Cora is going to be extraordinarily popular. Are they going to be able to make some hay while the sun is shining? That's 2 spotted. They've realized, and you can see Sherman starting to make a high rotation there behind that A cap. Chipotle's still holding here. Now, they do have shots in the side if anyone pushes him, but they have managed to cap C. That's Tanner. He's done the C, and no great shakes here. Cora's still holding behind that A cap. They're massing. There is 3 behind A for the Ponda kids. The hit points coming right back to where they were previously. This is a wait and see, a nervy touch for the first game of the Summer Cup Finals, and they are rotating again. The double cross, the old double cross from Origin, as they restack the deck behind that A cap, and they're starting to think about it. I don't know whether this is a strat they have seen previously, so they're not really willing to commit. Cora's staying spotted here, keeping an eye there on Skips in the Kranvagen. Bubba Vernon going low, looking maybe to cap B. This is a big call from the IS-7 of Bubba Vernon, but no one's really poked their head up and said they've got a shot on that for a while. This is maybe going to be on Sherman. He's rotating for a reset, or is he rotating for a push? He's going for a push. That is not a reset attempt. They are going to get B and C here, and this is starting to move things. Just like we thought it would, you can't sit there all day, 2 caps to 1. They are 220 points down on the margins. Cora obviously going to bear the brunt, and here comes the counter push. They weren't counting on this. Pew, double pew. So many pews, they named him twice. They're attacked down. We are going to go. There's Cora. He's out of it, but they're trading. They're looking to get rid of Pac-Man. Pac-Man's got to go. Panzer on the Stref K, pulling back. RAC, he's out of the game. They've turned it back around. 1 tank each, about even on hit points. There's another tank down. 5 tanks in the game for Origin. Only the 6 left for Ponda. But Chipotle and Sherman, as well as Rax. Chipotle desperately reversing. Big shots, and they go in. Tunnel in the Kranvagen. must clutch up here. Big battle at the top of the mountain. RAX is on nothing. He's on fumes. 17 hit points. He was never going to hold, but that's a shot for Pew Pew. Is that going to count? Strev K on Strev K. 1, 2, 3. It's happening at the top of the battle. 4 teams. 4 on 4. Vernon holding firm. Angling that IS-7. Here comes Sherman in the side. Getting shots. No. He's pulled back. Object 777. Holding back. They are in big trouble. Bubba Vernon. Pew Pew double Pew. Goes down. Vernon now. 2 on 4. That's a lot of guns to fight back. But in factuality, they are very, very close on the hit points. They're only got to hold for a little while longer. Here comes Tunnel. Where is someone for him to take out? This is dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. They can't afford to lose a tank. They shouldn't. This caliber of play with 3 guns on 1. Tanner's desperately seeking Sherman as he goes down to the back of the map, and that's it. 1,000 takes him out at 850. Wasn't certain that was the move from Tunnel. I think he was looking for Sherman at the back, but it didn't happen. And they are going to go out as we look at the scoreboard. 3,500 and 3,900 topping out respectively. But to be honest, that was the tail of that early cap, not really counting too much at the end at all. Origin going down there still with 1 tank swinging, but versus 4. Sherman was the one he was after, I believe. Tunnel as he chased up the top of the map, and it was just an unfortunate event. They couldn't find it. So Ponder Dragons go 1-0 up versus Origin, and it's a turnaround from the final finishing places we saw in the preliminaries.
I like that the first 4 minutes we have flirting on the
that's
battlefield,
right.
dancing.
A little bit of talkie. Nice seafood dinner. And then suddenly, boom, it's all happened.
Yeah, the situation changed like 4 or 5 times in a minute. That was amazing. Not during the first 5 minutes, but after.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was really surprised by that because the extra shift was really important. Like they went all the way down behind the heavy line there. They came all the way back, and so it went from a nothing to they thought they were just going to clear Cora easily, and the next thing you know, it's a 4v3. And wow, they held really well, Ponder. They did very, very well there, winning the trades, managing to get those caps sorted. Good on them. Good game. Good game.
Yeah, good game. So that was the first battle of the first match, and Ponder, great job. Let's proceed. We're going to see Rockfield, if I'm not mistaken, again with different spawns. So again, best of luck to both teams. And should we expect another 5 minutes of standing aside?
Maybe, because that is a very tough map to Iron Fist push, like down one flank or the other. You give it a lot of side shots if they're not set up correctly. And I think that's one of the reasons why we saw a lack of pushing down that heavy route. It's very easy to cover. So, yeah. But then again, what do I know? We've all seen it before when they just go absolutely mad down the middle and someone comes away a winner very, very quickly. Could happen now.
Do we play on Molenbeek? Or do we repeat the map?
I don't know.
2 esports experts here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I think it's a move along, isn't it, to Molenbeek? I don't think they repeat Rockfield actually.
Oh, come on, guys. We are sorry. 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's
not fresh
at all. They did do the pick ban, and I know a guy that's done this before, cast blitz tournaments, and yeah, they do usually move along. I don't know where he is now, but somewhere in there. He'll wake up soon.
On some blitz map.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some random battles with some random tanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, teams are getting ready for the second battle. We are playing Blitz in North America Summer Cup, and we wish best of luck for both teams. And for those who are watching us on YouTube right now, guys, please remember that if you want to get the rewards for watching this live stream, you need to watch it on our official portal. If you are on YouTube, please check the pinned comment and proceed via the correct link for your server and log in there to get the rewards. Okay, is it clear, guys?
All
I hope
clear.
that it's clear. Okay, so Bushka, are you ready?
Well, I'm not sure who chose Rockfield. That's the thing, because I really see that as a map where someone's gone in there and pick banned that as a strat. They've got a strong strat for it. But it didn't look like a really strong strat until the last 30, 40 seconds. Up until then, it was hammer and tong one way or the other. It was a slow strat. I don't know if that was intentional again. I don't know if they'd planned to do a strong push through one side. We'll be seeing Molendyke, and that's a map that, again, has a very strong definition between heavy and medium or light tank routes. So,
And yeah, Molendyke is exactly the map we're going to see after. Right now, yeah, so...
yeah, we're going to do some replays now. Let's have a look at
Yeah.
some replays.
Rockfield, the first battle of the first match, a replay.
Yeah, well, you can see here, this is a real slow game. We had nothing happening for the first 3 or 4 minutes, and this is that double push we saw from Origin where they came back around and tried to set up and surprise, and it went from being a very easy walkthrough for Ponder to suddenly there are a whole bunch of tanks. If we look at GRX up, he went all the way around the back there to get shots, and his gun was actually out of the game for a little bit of time. He went in there to grab that cap back. I'm not sure if that was the call, and he ended up getting shot from behind by Sherman. Sherman, good job from Sherman. He was the lowest hit point tank on the field for quite some time, and he managed to both keep that light tank gun in the game. You can see him there getting stuck in from behind, using that mobility, constantly tapping away, and yet they just couldn't catch him. And this is poor old Chipotle, his life. He sat up the top with 2 Kranwagens for a very long time, holding that heavy route. Was not so strong a reward for him, but the rest of the team really appreciated it as they came through up top and did the business. He kept 2 tanks alone for quite some time.
Do you want me to make your life a little bit easier?
Yes.
GRX up is group.
Group.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
This is almost like when I have to learn how to say Upunja once.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
what the hell does that even mean?
Let's proceed. Let's proceed to the second battle, and the map we're going to see right now is Molendyke.
Outstanding stuff. Well, Molendyke, one of the prettiest maps in Blitz, and also one of the most graphically impressive. Lots of windmills, lots of Zeppelins falling. Just overall, a wonderful use of fire and windmills. That's what I think.
Yep.
But really a traditional heavy town area there, followed by the eminently contestable middle cap area, and then your typical far-flung medium light cap. Now, we all know that in public games, this thing gets a whole lot of TDs sitting in corners, and you get rinsed. Well, that's obviously not the case in competitive. Here we have the standard Kranwagen loadout for the kids from Origin. They're in fact running a couple of big Kranwagen Hagen-Dazs there, 3 of them. Double Strev K, the T100 LT, and then interestingly enough, our first T110 E5, Bubba Vernon, changing the IS-7 from the wardrobe and grabbing an E5. If we look on the other side of the map, we can see the kids from Ponder. They have gone IS-7 doubles, and then 2 Kranwagens, a Strev K, double Strev K again, and a T100 LT. So everyone's got a dance partner there, and pretty evenly distributed here across the map as well. We see group. That's not how you spell group, but anyway, that's how we're going to do it today. And Bubba Vernon, that's why he's got that T110 E5. They're going to put him on the strong side here, go hull down. So A cap is being given away, basically. They might blind shot it a bit, but that's the IS-7 of JTA recapping that. They've not managed to stop that just yet, and he is successful. And Sherman roaming comfortably around the back end there. We see the Strev K of Cora holding the traditional TD position from the public spawns. There's no Death Stars there today. That is a good thing. And Sherman rotating hard behind the back end to just maybe get a little bit of vision and give his team some looks down the middle over that B cap. Now, we've got doubles in there though, so the reset's extraordinarily unlikely. And that is an easy comeback. They are going to be 65 points down, but they have certainly given Ponder a whole lot to think about. That is a big bunch of trades they've missed there. And still, Origin have come to play here. This is a huge turnaround. And because they own the town and the IS-7s and co have rolled all the way through A cap for Ponder, Origin are going to get 2 caps. And they're going to get the C cap for absolutely free. So they're nearly 2k points up as Group takes the first hit in the Strev K. And this is bad news for Ponder. The impetus is on them to actually make things happen. The Kranwagens are in a wonderful position to go hull down, but defensively there's no real call for Origin to do anything like that. And the Kranwagens to put those guns to great use. they're going to have to expose those oh-so-soft underbellies. Well, they're not that soft. Big moves here from Bubba Vernon as he goes galloping back through the spawn. He's going through the one cap. Now, he is quite possibly in for a little strife. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to hold there. They could isolate Vernon. This must be part of a tactic because he is, the Strev K is going to come up here. Now, this is a whole lot of DPM. You can see, though, they've got Panzer coming through in the T100 LT. That's why you run the light tank, and he is going to be helping against the Strev K from Ponda. But there's 2 more coming through. Here comes another Strev and the T100 LT of Sherman. Things are starting to move here on this A-cap. They've 3v2'd it, and Panzer may actually just say, you know what, Vernon's out, do as much as you can, I'm leaving. Great tactics, the Strev K using that very powerful engine boost to catch. Panzer may be going down here, but that's a big counter push through the middle. There's no cross shots now here. We've seen one tank go down in the IS-7, but the hit point advantage is starting to be attrited back here. Origin were looking so strong. They have now lost the E5 of Bubba Vernon, but the Strev K of Group is nearly low. Cora is very low. There is a one tank advantage, but on the hit point pool, it is next to nothing. They could go backwards here very, very quickly. Group is playing superbly in the middle. He's holding, he's throwing out damage. They're now, Group's gone down, but they've lost another tank on the other side, and the hit point has swung straight back to Origin. They had 3 huge heavies, and they've got the caps, and they're going to walk this one out very quickly. In the end, just too much. They gave them too much of the ground unopposed. And the kids from Ponda, I don't know what the strat was there, but giving that C cap up, wow. Probably not the right thing to do.
1-1.
1-1, and a much better showing there from Origin. Controlled the football, moved around the ground nicely, and at the end of the day, that's what you need to do. You win this one with caps. That's 2 games that have gone to the 1,000 ticker on the cap points and not clearing the teams. You've got to feel disappointed if you're Ponda there.
Yeah. I'm in favor or against the Supremacy game mode in
I love
tournaments.
it. I love it because it makes things happen.
Yeah.
It puts a premium on field position and actually owning the map and having map control. And there was just way too much map control there from the guys of Origin to really lose that one.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that was the second battle of our first match. We are watching the live stream of Blitz Summer Cup for North America, and currently Ponda is fighting against Origin, or Origin is fighting against Ponda. Up to you. Pick the team you are rooting for. And we're going to see Fort Despair map next.
Yeah, Fort Despair.
Yeah.
We're going to have a look at a quick replay first. And look, straight away, I love what Origin did here. They gave themselves options. Middle map is such a good way to play the game when you have mobile big heavies that can actually do things, because you get to pick your side and counter very effectively. I was also very impressed with the light tank play here from Origin. Getting out of there in Panzer in the T100 LT, it was ruthless, but it was the right thing to do. It took a gun off Bubba Vernon, and you can see that cap control, it's forcing all these bad pushes by Ponda. They didn't really have a choice. They had to start pushing forward. Just a really impressive overall tactical performance from Origin there. And
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
I was impressed.
Okay, that's the kind of battles we want to see in the grand finals. So yeah, best of luck to the teams, and again, yeah, the next map we're going to see in our first match is Fort Despair. Oh.
Well, another of the originals, the little plaque up there on the right of screen. I don't know if they'll show us it. I'd love to see it, where Messi absolutely won the day for the kids from Legion. What an incredible effort that was. Just a very interesting map in that it's very vanilla, very simple, very small. You can reach all the spawns from the middle of the map very quickly, and that means you can respond, but it also means you can get pushed, and teams that are aggressive generally do very well here. It's a map where you can isolate fast, clear a tank, and get a gun advantage. We see that we have the Origin kids playing a very traditional knock here. on Fort to Spare. Right from the day, this is where you would go. C-Cap all the way through. You get your T95s, your IS-7s, everyone just rolling down there and doing a big bunch of trading. T100 LT and an Object 777. I do love the Object 777 for this side of the map here. Lots of cover for it. It can stay nice and low, give a lot of damage back. Pagman taking a huge 666 hit point shot there in the side. Panzer and Tunnel, they may actually be a little bit of problem here for the kids from Ponda looking to push through. It's going to cost them to clear this. JTA and the Object 777 on the other side, hiding behind that A-cap. So we've got BVC. Origin got there first, though, so they are going to be 25 points in the ascendancy as we stroll through the middle stages of the game. T100 LT, Panzer able to retreat with that light tank camo. He's going to go long all the way back. I don't know if he's going to support right at the back and get shots down that flank. It's not a bad place to be, but the guns, it's a light tank gun. It's got great DPM, but you're going to hit them once and they'll know it's happened. You're not going to get a whole lot more out of it than that. But he is in a position to support if necessary, but actually take no damage himself. Ponda bleeding a little bit here. Hit points still on their way, though, because they do have a lot of big hit point tanks, namely the 2800 of the AMX M4, one of the more devastating public match heavies that is, despite that fact, got an enormous silhouette and very, very nasty for the AMX if you get caught from the side. Everyone just doing the touchy, feely. We're here at the back, holding behind B. Lots of tanks. That's a 3-tank heavy push right through B if they want it. The rotation back from Origin, they've capped C. It doesn't really behove them to sit there and just mark time behind C, which is what you'd expect from a professional team like them. They didn't get here by accident. Panzer's moved back up in the T100 LT, just giving a little bit of vision. They don't know where anyone is here. You can see this is a huge move back around, and they've thought better of it, and they're coming back behind B again. So they've changed their mind again. This is an interesting one. What we will see often, the dream scenario for one of these teams is to keep it close enough that they can actually get it to the very end of the game and then just outgun one tank and steal it. Take the hit points from that one tank and flip it over. And, there's only 30 points difference, 25 points difference between the teams right now. So you've got to be very, very careful when you time your push here if you are the kids from Ponda. If you push, and you are going to have to push because you are behind on the hit point pool, on the supremacy cap points, then you can't afford to be the one that loses a tank first, or it'll be all over. We're getting up towards the business end of this game now, maintaining a very firm grip here, Ponda, on this back-end B cap. I don't know if they're expecting a particular move here from Origin. They're lined up waiting to go here, but that is a nasty place. If they go down here, there's a 60 TP and an AMX M4. The counterpart, they've actually got double AMX in the Origin lineup here. Bubba Vernon loves to switch tanks. He's in an IS-4 now. He's been IS-7, IS-4, T110E5. He's what they call the jack of all trades. Object 777's just exchanging very, very unlikely shots there. Optimistic spamming of the bushes from the T100 LT. We're now getting down to the point where Ponda have to do something. 8-10. They're expecting it. There's skips in the AMX. 2 spotted from Ponda. You'd think that the T100 LT is at the back there. Yeah, here we go. They've got to do something. This is the move that's been on all the cards, and now it's going to happen. There's a 5-tank push coming through. IS-4 of Bubba Vernon is absolutely the first point of call, but now you can see the AMX M4 of Group starting to push across, and he's going to have side shots. JTA's going down. That is a low Object 777. They're at 925 now, and this is the problem. We talked about this. They lost 1 tank on that push, and now they've got 60 points of supremacy to catch it back up. All the impetus on them to make the move, and they're getting double gunned across the board. No one looking like going down, and that's it. Absolutely clinical from Origin. For my mind, Ponda waited way too long to do the predictable push behind that B cap, and they were spotted the entire time as well. They could not move, they could not rotate, just too slow into that cap. Very unfortunate. And another game where we see the supremacy points go down
again, yeah.
And plenty of tanks still in the garage. That's to me like the first 2 games. one way or the other. But to push so late and so predictably, they're better than that. From all the games I watched yesterday, they're much better than that. Just unfortunate. Unfortunate turnaround for the boys from Ponda. We'll see how they go in the next one.
Yeah, and they were standing like till the last moment.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense to me because you're pushing that flank, you're in heavies, you're not going to get away with it blind. You're going to be spotted on the way in. And they were set up and waiting for them. They had cover all the way across. They knew they hadn't rotated. They had AMXs in the castle. It was a tough gig. Look, they were up against it. If I had to do it, I would have lost earlier. That's the only difference. So
At least you won't spend a lot of time.
Yeah, shouldn't have been too harsh.
Also, for me, it was kind of strange position on the map.
Yeah, absolutely.
They even didn't move from the spawns, but
No.
they know it better.
They do. They had an idea. They had a concept. I guess the other problem for Ponda there was they had to really just make an estimation of where the guys from Origin were. And if Origin had been covering more C, then they would have been able to go 5-on-2. But it just wasn't the way.
Okay, so we're waiting for the short replay from our For the Spam map. There was the third battle. The current score is 2-1. And the next map we're going to see is the map Lagoon.
Lagoon,
yeah.
just a wild and crazy time in the desert. I don't understand what to make of Lagoon, but before we get there, this is
the beginning of the battle, and the end of the battle
it's
is the
exactly
same.
the same. It's so wild that Ponda, they never really moved from there. They got caught up behind that cap, and I can't help but feel that they just expected the guys from Origin to be on the other side. They did at one point midway through this. And you look at the supremacy, it's 9:30 to 8:30. They don't have a choice now. They have to push. They're trying to get tunnel. They don't have shots on him. Anyone that crosses is getting wrecked. Skip's never really got into the game at the back end. And RAXQC, I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it. It's Rax is at the back, and he was out there as well.
Yeah. So, let's check the next map, Lagoon. And best of luck to both teams.
Look, this map, it is like some kind of crazy probability diagram in mathematics where there's just branches coming down. If you go left and then they go right and the right and then they go left, the meta will be wild. It should be possibly the most surprising map of the day. It is very, very hard just to hold an area of the map. So map control is a transient thought when you go here. Every single area on this map, there is an angle that you can be hit from. Here we go. Let's have a look first at the team lineups. Again, we're seeing a couple of AMXs there for the Origin kids, and then 2 Strev Ks, 3 Strev Ks. Bubba Vernon's back in the E5, so maybe he does have a favourite after all. And Panzer has switched out the light for a TVP 5051. First time we've seen one of those rocking and rolling today. On the opposite side of the world, we have Ponda running double Firebirds again. The AMXs, JTA in the Object 777, and then triple Strev K with a 100 LT. So that was nasty. Panzer in the TVP. That's exactly what we talk about here on this map. You can't be certain of where anyone is, and it's great to have a TVP 5051 here to clip out, have 4 big shots in the side, but goodness, it won't last long if anyone gets its flank. We have Origin with a cap though. They paid for it, paid the price. You'd be happy with that. It cost you a lot of hit points, but you do have the A cap, and you've got to go and do something at C now. So you can see that the T100 LT has moved all the way back air to get C cap. Origin making a nice move back around. Sherman's going to cap this pretty comfortably though, and I'd be happy with a light tank here. I may be wrong about that. They might have plans for the 50-51 at some point, but you're seeing now there is an awful lot of spawn being controlled by both teams. Neither team looks very comfortable at owning the map from a central position. Most maps, middle map can give you options. You can then go BA or CB. That's not the case here. This is very difficult to really pick a horse where they're going to go here. Tanner in the Strev K, great tank and really coming into its own this season. We haven't seen any of the Type 71s of yesteryear. Definitely gone from the meta here. We're seeing a lot more of these object 777s for the low profile, and then Strev Ks for the DPM, the hull down, and that obvious mobility with the speed boost. There's something happening here. Origin are starting to make inroads on the back end, but Ponder, they're lining up back towards C and shifting, and Origin have matched them. Very hard for these teams to really get an angle, but Rax moving through the middle and JTA in the object. Tanner and the Strev K may get shots in the side here in a second. I think Rax is aware of his position. Big 3-tank push coming around the back here. Hook it up with Cora. That's double Pew. The Pew so good they named him twice, thrice. There's a whole lot going there in that lane. Tunnel, Strev K moving up. AMX. Now the AMX, for all its size and heft, is a pretty speedy tank for a 2,800 hit point Leviathan. And they're still holding. Ponder again. Are we going to see a repeat? You've got, if you don't have map control and you don't have the cap benefit, then you've got to be the aggressor. And I don't want to see them do the same thing as they did last game, where Origin, if they're good at anything, it's setting up for the push. And they are absolutely remorseless with this. They did it to Punda last game. The game before, they were pretty clinical about it as well. Map control and cap control is an excellent recipe. Now, Panzer in the TVP, he's obviously low, but I would expect him to be well back and just holding and waiting to play off one of these big heavies. There's plenty of hit points in the pool still. No one even taking shots here. Panzer's the only one spotted. Now, that is a little bit disconcerting if I'm in the TVP and I'm on 1,000 hit points. 1,000 hit points in this company won't get you very, very far. Big push coming here on Panda. They're maybe listening to the commentary team and they're going, that Pushka, he knows a lot. He's really smart. He knows what he's talking about. He's won so many professional titles. And they're going to make a push through the middle. This isn't even Stevens push, though, through the A-cap. It is a 4v4. The TVP hooking around the back to support. He may go to the TD possession here. You can't see it on your map, but he's going to pull back. He's supporting the back end of Bubba Vernon, and they've turned it into a 5v5. The L100, the T100 LT, sitting all the way in the back end of Spawn. It's going to be a game on two fronts here. It's a 2v2 and a 5v5. So we may actually get the gunfight that we came for. The Strev K's dropping the nitrous and getting hot, hard, and heavy around the backside of that A-cap. Big dog from the AMX. They're looking to isolate Group, and they have. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. Group the 891 into Pac-Man. But Group's looking very, very hurt. There's another Strev K Rax. This is what they're using him for. And now they've isolated Group down low. Group's going out of this one. No way he stays in the game. He's on 139 hit points. Pew Pew looking to move up in hit point share. Group, that's a big tank to hide behind a Strev K, but they've managed to do it. And they've caught Ponder, have caught Tanner in behind the C-cap, and Tanner's not long for this world. And there he's gone. They've gone a gun even now. Group 139. What a Leviathan. 251. Down goes Work. And now it is a 2-gun down for the Ponder boys. They've got to win this one. They've got to fight back. Pafalupi, he's fighting hard at the A-cap. They're taking points away. He's 3v1. They still haven't killed. Group is still in this. Whoa, he's finally gone. What a ridiculous state of affairs. The inability to clear that massive big gun. It's not going to go to Caps this time. This is going to be cleared out. Pew Pew double Pew. He's on 1 hit point. The very definition of disappointment on a roll. And that is it, you would think. Origin absolutely remorseless here. Group playing a huge role like a damaged sponge. They wanted him. He showed a little bit of leg and they couldn't catch him. Look at the Strev K of Tunnel taking on the low-slung genius of Sherman. Panzer in the cap. Sherman desperately fighting, hoping against hope. Here's JTA, the Ponder tilt in disarray, in tatters now as the Object 777's taking it from all sides. He's the last man standing and he's going to go down swinging that gun. But the AMX of Group is going to be the most memorable and indelible image as he hid gently behind the low-slung Pew Pew Strev K. What a performance from Origin. Clinical and absolutely brutal in its pursuit of Blitz glory.
At least that was more than
that was dynamic.
Yeah.
And they read it beautifully.
Yeah, and some moments I thought that Ponder can do it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah, that's right. they tried, but it seems like just Origin is stronger in terms of these
Yeah, well,
battles. Yeah.
they definitely are holding to the game plan better. I'm still surprised because they keep getting the cap first. They keep getting that cap first, and then it makes Panda the aggressor. They don't have a choice, and that's Origin's game. That's what they're good at, is setting up for those pushes, absorbing the punishment, and every yard you gain against Origin. They trade damage for distance so well. They kite away nicely. Group, how was Group alive? He was on 139 hit points for like 2 minutes. And that was a gun. If they clear that gun, they get to work on everyone else.
True.
Very good game from Origin. Really, really well done. And Panda was in this. They were right there. I was much better showing from Ponda, but unfortunately,
yeah.
Ponda Furious was not enough.
Yeah, so 3-1 is the current score, and the next battle might be the last one.
Yeah, possible. I'd love to see a fight back because I think they deserve it. They're a team that's never managed to win one of these titles, but they're always in the finals. We see, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, right at the start, they get the cap first, and it's only by a little bit, but it means that Ponda have to push in. I mean, Tana with the Strev K all the way out here fighting, and we see at this point in the game, that is Group and Tana are gone. But Group's not actually gone. Group's hiding behind Pew Pew, double Pew, and still putting shots in. You can see his reload bar going there, and they're not able to clear that enormous tank, and that holds them up. If they had a cleared Group there before when he was on 139 hit points, all those guns are now moving around. It didn't happen, and by such margins, victory measured. That tiny, extra big roll or that one bounce that you just can't anticipate. And that means that Origin get to just slowly draw you in. A really amazing thing. And Panzer in the TVP, obviously able to keep that gun in the game and just be very, very effective at the back end of the map. That's what you do with a TVP. It's just a performance that I think bodes very well for Origin if they go through into the finals against Joker. They're showing a lot of composure, and their game plan is working superbly on all maps.
So, the next map, we hope it won't be the last.
Yeah,
for the
fingers
first
crossed,
match.
because I'm enjoying this. This is fun.
The next map is going to be Hellas.
One of my favorite maps, actually, because there are so many opportunities, if you love mediums like I do, on Hellas to get cross shots. These ditches, a graveyard of heavy type tank ambitions. If you get stuck down there, bad things can happen. We've all had a mouse drop on the house while you're in the Hellas trench. It's just a really difficult map to pick an advantage in. One way or another, I think this is one of the most honest maps in Blitz. So here we go. Ponda v Origin. Will this be the ultimate conclusion to this finals series for these two teams? IS-7 for Sherman. He switched out for the fast stuff. We do have a T100 LT, but that's Market Man, the light tank driver of Origin. I heard he was away yesterday and he's driving off-site, but we'll see how that goes for him. The T110E5 over there for Ponda, sorry. Pafalupi and the Strev K, Kranvagen. Pretty big mix-up for Ponda there. We've got two 60 TPs for Origin and two T100 LTs. So these teams, very different tanks, and we're seeing, wow, Tanner getting absolutely flogged. And Ponda, I love what they've done here. They've been aggressive, they have grabbed the B cap, and they are able to now set up and absorb whatever pressure Origin want to push on. Can they set up correctly, though? Can they pick the right bunch of crossfires and actually get this job done? We talked about the low-slung trenches. You can see Panzer now coming out here to get that C cap. T100 LT, the perfect temp for that cap. Very difficult to hit the T100 LT there as it caps C. They are well behind the 8 ball here. This is going to be nearly 100 points worth of supremacy points by the time they cap that. A 90-point advantage for the kids from Ponda. They are looking at a Kranvagen double 60 TP down here. That is Cora Cora and Pew Pew as Tanner rolls back around behind the B cap here and is supporting the E5 out on the flank of Group. He's just holding there. There is a 2v1 out behind C cap. I don't know if they've been counting cards at the casino table here, but if they realise that there was just one tank there, oh my goodness, they could make some hay on that flank, because they are set up quite nicely to get a double gun onto that, and it is very difficult to support that low slung area behind the C-cap. You can see the Strevk of Rax, Pafalupe. They're all milling about. There's a lot of movement going on here at the moment. Panzer, he's abandoned the C, and he looks like they're grouping up behind the A-cap. They're going to do an Iron Fist down B-cap. You can see that the kids from Ponda are pulling back. Now, are they going to be able to get the A-cap here? I wouldn't expect it. That is a tough cap to cap by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I don't see it happening. Ponda looking to isolate behind C. Now, this is aggression when they are already 90 hit points up, 90 supremacy points up. They're moving their tanks back. Are they going to go and try and grab C? Are they going to get greedy? Look, in a competitive environment, there are so many tanks in that A-cap right now. They're getting double cap. Well done. Ponda really let the foot off the gas there. I'm kind of stunned. Unless they decided they were going to swap A for C, that looks like the game plan. The T110E5 of group. Now, he won't be alone for long. They'll give him heaps of support, but how is Sherman going to grab that in IS-7? They must realise there's no one else out here now. If there was anyone else out here, Sherman wouldn't have got that cap. It's now 70 points the difference. 65, in fact, and they are rotating back around. Here comes Panzer in the T100 LT. What a really invigorating drive he's going to have to do anything out of there. That is a tough spot for the T100 LT to be effective in. Obviously great if you're unspotted, but there's a lot of angles here. And I can see why Ponda would be very worried about being too aggressive here and losing the game. The Kranwagen of Bubba, Vernon moving in, Skips taking a huge shot. Ponda's starting to bleed a little here. They are nearly, well, they are. They're 2,000 down now on the hit point table, and they are spread wide across the map. Origin have a big bunch of hit points as Market Man takes one for his troubles. Skips in the Kranwagen. He's absorbing so much pressure. Ponda, they're up on the cap circle. They've decided to make a move on the back to relieve. Tanner's in trouble. They've seen him. They've noticed that's the weakest link. He is going to get absolutely rinsed to the back end. Rax is going to do that. Can they turn it around now? Because Group is in there and they're going to double gun at the back end into the IS-7 of Sherman. But Ponda covering so much better here. They're both the gun down. Everything happening now. Panzer's got to go. Panzer has to go. If Sherman goes before Panzer, and he doesn't. Sherman, they've got to protect that hit point pool. 920, 855, 2 guns each down. That's 3 guns down there on Origin. Panda fighting back superbly. 65 points from victory. And the next one to fall will be Pac-Man if they get the chance. Cora, can he clip him out in the 60 TP? This is absolutely neck and neck. One more from Pac-Man. Come on, baby. Do you dig? No, not enough. And they've taken it. Wow, Origin have snatched that right at the death knell. What an incredible performance. Judged it to within an inch of its life and come away so composed. What ice in the veins. Absolute ice in the veins. Ice in the veins. Incredible stuff. They were down. They were done. They were 30 points from a 3-2 rubber. Didn't matter. They got it done.
I have mixed emotions now.
Wow.
I feel so sorry for
Me
Ponda.
too. They played so well on that one.
And I thought that they can do it in
So
this
did I.
battle. Okay, Fonda. So you did great job, and respects go to you. And the 3rd place in Blitz Summer Cup North America is yours. Well deserved. But
Absolutely.
Origins is stronger.
What more could they do? They got map control. They got cap control. They went from 3-2, 2-1 on the caps and got it back and then they double gun Tanner at the back. And that push was just, the heavy push from Origin was so methodical and inevitable. And they just rolled that flank. Pac-Man and Skip, they were holding there for as long as they can and just maybe 10 seconds too late.
Yeah. Okay,
Really
now
tough.
we see the players on our screens right now. Okay, congratulations,
Very
guys.
excited.
You're
Look
in
at
the
that, he's got a
grand
car.
final.
he's been given a car for doing so
Yeah.
well.
Okay, the car matches our dentist
Yeah, mate. I look very good.
closing.
The dentist will see you now, sir.
Okay, so again, congratulations to Team Ponda, guys. Hearts to you. The third place is yours, and $7,000 also yours. So I want to see you guys in future tournaments. So don't give up, please. And it's always a pleasure to see you. By the way, mostly all the team, Ponda team, is from United States. However, we have a few guys from Canada and from France.
Really?
Yeah.
They probably didn't like watching the Women's World Cup final where Australia won over France just recently in
Yeah.
penalties.
Okay, some weird mix. Okay, so congratulations again, Ponda. Origin, have some rest because you're going to play another match with Jokers or against Jokers. Right now, let's invite our honorable analytics to the studio and discuss the first match that we just enjoyed. Hello.
Welcome back.
Hello. That
Okay,
was
what do
awesome.
you
What a great
think?
set. That was great. I had a lot of fun watching that. Origin started off a little bit slow. Ponda taking that game on very nicely on an Origin pick 2 nonetheless, but they cleaned up their act. It took a game for them to get started, and they just looked incredible from there on out. Game
No
5
chance.
got very close at the end, of course, but all the others were very clean from them.
Yeah, 34. Hugging you right now because your team lost, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, they tried. They tried to did the best, and I can say that the thing is not that Ponda is weak team, but Origin is stronger. Yeah. Come on, Ed. What do you think?
It was absolutely great. There were so many very clever things here. 34?
Yeah. Oh, sure, go ahead. Yeah. So yeah, for game 1, I thought this one was interesting to see how Pond had set up such a nice crossfire on C that Origin was originally hesitant to push C, so instead they rotated all the way back to A, but Ponda having the early cap lead, Origin was a little bit panicked, and as you can see in the minimap right now, there's still 2 Origin heavy tanks at C, so their push was not quite coordinated enough to pull it out for them in the end.
It took them too long to get there, and Origin had a few isolated tanks, and before the rest of Origin arrived there, they were already gone, and that gave Ponda the advantage here, both in guns but also in points later on.
Yeah, definitely. Having the Kronvons it's kind of a blessing and a curse. It's great for playing defensively, but when it comes time to push, once you have an empty clip, like you can see Tanner has an empty clip right here, your DPM is just incredibly horrible. It's very difficult for you to sustain the brawl, whereas, you know, you can see all these Ponda tanks, 777, T100 LT, those tanks have very good damage output, and Origin was just not able to hold on to it at the end there.
And here Tunnel was pushing because he had to kill Sherman to have a chance, but Sherman was long gone by then. And they survived beautifully. This one, however, for me, this was such a clever game because Origin started by controlling B. Yeah, they had Baba push actually into the spawn of Ponda, which was just so clever. And then they took base C, and they sort of like just massively controlled the map there. This was so many clever things. I absolutely love this game.
Yeah, this is actually kind of a core theme of Origin's gameplay this season is those centralizing Kronvons, putting them in the center of the map, and they were able to react accordingly. Bubba spotted tanks and Ponda spawn, Korra spotted tanks in his own spawn, and Origin was just able to place those Kronvons in great centralized areas to support wherever necessary.
Also just want to point out Panzer, because throughout this whole matchup, Panzer has pretty much been man of the match for me.
Yeah, game 3 was interesting. Once again, Origin starting off with an early cap lead. I was very surprised to see them bring a T100 on this map. I haven't seen a light tank run on this map in multiple seasons, so for them to run one was very interesting. I thought it would be very bad for them if it came down to absorbing a push, but they did just fine, as you can see here.
The way that they stacked their tanks behind one another, and also Panzer in the back giving them the early spotting information and everything, all they had to do was basically absorb. They were ready to lose tunnel over it, but they didn't even get there.
Also a subtlety right now, you can see on the screen Korra in the C base. I thought that was super clever on their end, covering the C base in case Ponda tried to backdoor, which they did, but it didn't work out.
And this also is one of those maps, well, one of the maps, but also the matches that were so clever because you actually had Group surviving for as long as he did, dropping down and basically making him primary target to Ponda, but Ponda not being able to pick up the kill. And as soon as Stanna was here at versus 2, you had Origin pushing on the other side because that was the call that they had the gun advantage over there.
Yeah, I think this game, out of all of them, really showed Origin's mechanics as individual players on a team. Being able to cover group as a one-shot was just incredible. Ponda tried so hard to get the kill, and as you can see, Pygman incredibly low. Rex finally able to get the kill, but it was much too late at that point. Origin had already won out on the A side. Having that TVP late game also super useful for them.
Yeah, again, Panzer, man of the matchup for me with the way that he's been running around in the light tanks, in the fast tanks, surviving, running away when he needed to. It's just, this whole matchup has just been so clever. It's been an absolute joy to watch.
Yeah, as a Ponda fan, I have to agree. Panzer definitely put on a great show for his team, made a lot of plays when it mattered here. As we move on to the last game, this was actually the first game where the team that didn't take the initial cap lead won. I thought that was quite interesting. Ponda, not only did they take B, but their early aggression of keeping Tanner off of A, I thought that the pace was set for Ponda to take the win. That was my kind of predictor there, but it turned out to be incorrect.
I'm still surprised at how this actually happened because I think that the one mistake that Ponda made was make that play for base C, and that sort of split their team up bit by bit, and that allowed Origin to get base B, but to also start pushing individual tanks. They lost their lights, but by then they already had too big an advantage overall.
Check out this kill from Group as well. He was a one-shot, but getting that last kill was so important. That won them the game right there. This game came down to one singular kill. And if Group had not gotten that kill while being surrounded by 3 tanks at the same time and being a one-shot, this set would probably still be playing at this point. So that was definitely the game-winning play, the match-winning play overall. So great job for Group there as well.
Okay, the main question is, will Origin rename themselves into Supremacy Kings?
They really are.
That's gonna
Be a good case made here.
fair enough. Okay, so what are your expectations for the grand final? We're going to see Jokers fighting against Origin.
I do expect to see them fight against Origin, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I absolutely love Joker. They have been incredibly strong, and they could well win this because it has been basically going back and forth between the teams when they met each other. But having seen Origin in action right now, I have to kind of root for Origin here.
Okay.
They definitely have the momentum on their side, but at the same time, Joker's probably in watching the stream, preparing it all. Obviously, they have their own map selection, which may be different from the one that we're about to see, but they can make some sort of small adjustments to the strategies that they've been running. And I think that Joker are definitely chilling right now. Will we see them become 7-time champions, though? That's the question.
That's the question we're going to find out pretty soon.
Yeah, Panzer did so well there, keeping his gun in the game the whole time. I was expecting him to get absolutely deleted at some point in that TVP, but he ran back, TD positioned it, rolled around. He just utilized that gun so well. I was really impressed with him, particularly when he was playing light. He was, I mean, it was like having a little mini TD in every TD spot on the map, every game. He moves so much.
It's kind of like all these players have like this immense skill. I can't get even remotely close to that.
Yeah.
But they have this kind of instinct of knowing what they need to do for the best of the team. Because that's also the thing. It's not individual play that they're doing. They're actual team playing. They're willing to die for their teammates if that gets them the victory.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different mindset that you don't generally see in the game. And that's what I love about Tours.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that's really cute. By the way, it seems like Ponda team is very, very young because the maximum age of the players there is like 22.
God.
Yeah, and the youngest player is 16. Sorry, Bushka.
My
Emotional
son
damage.
can,
Yeah.
my son can come and play for them next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Origin, by the
I'll
way,
be honest.
pretty the same they have some 24s.
Oh, ancient. Stop kidding yourself. boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I think 22 is higher than I was expecting. I don't know. I feel like this game's starting to get a bit of a younger audience again. But 22, fair
Again.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw that there's a few players that are like 16 or 17,
Mm-hmm.
but they're kind of like the older ones in the teams are sort of like adopting the younger ones, and I love that because that's gonna go on, and that kind of like revamps the teams with fresh insights, but also with learning from the old veterans, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be grand for the future as well.
Yeah, by the way, Pupu is actually 17 and his playing Blitz is 2018, so like most of his life. Okay.
yeah. I mean,
That's
I started,
funny.
I was 14. I'm 23 now. 9 years.
Aww.
That just puts some perspective into it, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
You played Blitz before we even launched Blitz.
Yeah.
Around that time, yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for your amazing analytics. That was pretty good beginning of the grand finals for North America, and again, congratulations to Ponda team with the third place. And pretty soon we're going to see the grand final between the Team Origin and Joker's team. So best of luck to our lovely guys. And 34 and Aminet will see you after the second match.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Good luck,
See you
teams.
soon. Enjoy the battles. Yeah. So guys, before we proceed to the second match, we want to show you some kind of interesting interview video that our lovely tournament manager Talian made before the actual streams. So she asked some interesting questions to the team members of North American region champions, and let's check out what does they think about game, tournaments, and our players.
1, 2, 3. I think we just need to include this one in we're going. Can you a little bit introduce yourself, your name, what are you doing in life?
I'm Pac-Man. I'm the captain of the Ponda team. I'm just a student right now, just kind of doing things, going to school, going to college right now.
I'm 20 years old and I work and study. I'm studying finance.
My name's Tanner. Outside of gaming, I don't really do too much. I have a dog that takes up quite a bit of time outside of gaming, so I like to spend a lot of time with him.
I'm a 19-year-old, so I just recently finished high school, and then I had to get a job or go to school, so I chose get a job.
How do you feel 20 seconds before the battle?
Few seconds before the battle, I'm excited because I like doing it. So I want to play. Just trying to think of how the game is going to get played out. I'm just thinking on the possibilities or whatever can happen.
Depending on the set, I can be a little bit nervous, but otherwise it's just excited just to get in, see what the other team's doing, and then just go from there.
Not necessarily anything that I do for myself. I mainly just like to talk to everyone that's either in the game or just everyone that's not playing, just to keep them ready, just to try and make sure everyone's...
I'm always nervous, I'm always also confident. I'm a very confident player. It's why we got to be the best. My confidence, I was just nobody, and I thought I could still challenge these top players.
Here, this dark from our game, and but I agree with you. It's nice feeling. I will give you one word, and you need to give me the first words that come to your mind when you hear this word. World of Tanks Blitz.
Game.
IS7.
Fun.
Boom. I'd say boom.
Boom.
A lot of explosions. Yeah. I'd say boom.
Tournaments.
Competitive.
Team.
Competitive.
Money. Money.
Oh, I like this association. They're really good. Ghost Factory or Molenbeek?
Probably Molenbeek. I think Ghost Factory is a really hard map to play. Molenbeek.
I like Ghost Factory. They just need to fix South Spawn.
I'm actually okay with both maps. I know a lot of people don't like them, because we've done well in Molen throughout the seasons.
Molenbeek. Oh my god. That was the easiest question you gave me.
Playing to win or playing for fun?
To win, for sure. I'm
Oh.
very competitive.
Playing for fun.
Playing to win.
I think a combination of both, because without having fun,
What Wargaming should hear from players right now? What would you say to us?
continue doing good things in the game. I'll say spawns again. Some consistency.
What players would want to hear right now is, or would want, so to speak, I think like kind of more tournaments like this, you know, like more tournaments like where there's webcams, you know, more things on the line. I think that really wakes up the community. So I think probably just a little bit of more tournaments that are kind of like this. Like this tournament's kind of, a lot of people come back to play the game for this like moment, you know, like being able to talk to you guys, being able to have a voice chat and look back at the stream, hey, that's us, look at us, you know. I think just more tournaments that are kind of like a little bit more engaging, you know. I'd say probably that.
I think just to talk about like tournaments, like I guess specifically, I just want to say thank you, because the improvement in terms of like everything over the last like year or even few years has been like a rapid growth, and I think it's been pretty good changes. So I definitely want to say thank you about that.
Oh, I will cry here right now. Thank you very much for passing this opinion. And, you know, somebody outside want to participate in our interview also.
Give me a second, because there's apparently there's like a police or something outside.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Have a nice day and good luck in the tournament.
Thank you, bye.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mika.
I'll see you when we win.
Go GOAT.
G-O-A-T.
GOAT. You heard it there first.
Okay, spelling contest.
I love she's writing it in the air.
Yeah. Okay, so right now we just saw a beautiful video with the team members of our North American region teams, and that's amazing. That's really beautiful to watch, to have such kind of interviews, because it's totally different story when you meet people in real life, in perfect world, but online also, okay. With cameras. So yeah, again, thank you guys for spending your time with us, for sharing your thoughts, and for good conversations with Tolyan. And Tolyan, also a great job. We love you, and you know that we love you, and players love you. So that was beautiful. Let's get back to the tournaments, to the battles. Pretty soon we're going to start the second match, and we're talking about the grand final. And Team Jokers and Team Origin will face each other in grand finals again. So two legends. Now we'll see who is the strongest team. And yeah, of course, a lot of players think that Jokers will get the champion title again, 7th time in a row, but we'll see. Of course, a lot of viewers support Team Jokers and Team Origin, so I think that players feel this support, and that's pretty good for them. Let's get back to the maps.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a real grudge match. Last Ultimate Cup, Origin came out on top, and Jokers were the defending title holders. They've won 6 tournaments overall so far, which is, they've dominated. But then they got snatched at the post. This is a real grudge match for Jokers. They want to show that they are the preeminent North American team in all of the comps, including this particular Summer Cup. So I wouldn't be surprised if they come out very aggressively. But we've seen Origin, they were very composed in the last game. I wonder if that's taken a bit of a mental toll. They've got Black Goldville, which is going to be our first cab off the rank, I believe. Yukon, which is, we haven't seen that today so far. Normandy, so a lot of different maps here. This is a real change-up. We've seen Lagoon again. Hopefully we get to see Lagoon. I want it to go all the way through to Hellas. I think that would be wonderful. If we could get a 7-game series here, right down to the wire. I'm not 7-game series. Yeah, best of 9. If we get a 9-game series here right down to the wire, that'd be fantastic. These are very different maps to what we've just seen.
Yeah, so fingers crossed for watching as many battles as possible during our grand final. And yeah, the first map we're going to see is Black Goldville. Nobody likes Faust, me too. Okay. So let's watch the visit cards of our finalists and meet and greet the team, of course.
Here we go. Black Goldville. I remember making a video about this when it was first introduced. Everyone just went top in the canyon over 62A for an Object 140 and farmed. But nowadays, the meta very different. The kind of penetration and gun handling we have is very different. And these competitive teams will play this very, very differently. It's almost like a 2-tiered map. Once you get stuck down at the bottom of this, it is difficult to come all the way back up the top. So in terms of cap ownership, quickest cap to get to, you're probably going to be looking at the C cap here from this spawn. Do we see the blind shots? We do. 1 blind shot, 2 blind shot. Bubba Vernon taking his life in his own hands as he rolls out in the Kranwagen. That man has a hell of a wardrobe. He's driven IS-7 Kranwagens, T110 E5s. They love it. The IS-7 of Javi the Conqueror, rolling down the middle. Harvey. Very good here to see the Joker's loadout. They've got the first TD we have seen in game today. They're running a Badger. Ferocity, only 2,000 hit points. What does the Badger do well, you might ask? It makes wonderful W key trades. You can drive the Badger at something, and you know that even if they win, they're walking away limping. It is a ferocious tank. Harvey took 1 big knock, getting in the cap circle there. They are both A and C, so we've got a very nice division of labour here, but the advantage at the moment to Origin. Now, we've seen them in pretty much all their games be the first to get the cap. They managed to win despite not having the cap first. Look at this, Kakadi at the top. He's spotted. He wants to be very careful on that push there. The Kranwagen Nidehogg of Lekami getting stuck into Bubba Vernon. They're starting to bleed a little at the top here. And there's a big early push down the middle that's led by Tanner, Double Pew, and Tunnel. There's a big hurt in the Panzer in the TVP. He's got to be very, very careful. Panzer is very low, but they have managed to isolate down there. They've got Hubby the Conqueror, but there are plenty of tanks, and Origin may be in a little bit of strife here as they push down the middle because the Joker kids looked like they had an idea that was coming. Hubby the Conqueror on 86 hit points. Pew Pew Double Pew has gone down, and they still haven't cleared Hubby. This is almost a perfect replay. Hovey finally goes out now to a shot from the back. The hit point pool is well in favour of Jokers, but there is a 1-gun advantage now for Jokers. Origin have lost Bubba Vernon. Group looks to be the next to go as he takes a big hit. The Badger of Ferocity, he can't angle to that many people at once. He has very flat sides. Here comes Cora Cora. Who do they go for? Tanner's about to go down. Origin getting handled at the B cap. Steel Hunter rolling through in the Strev K. Kakani in the Object 777. This has been an absolute wake-up call. Origin had the cap advantage at the start, and Kakani and co have rolled down and just triple gunned from everywhere. Every tank had a gun on it. It was seemingly like they had 9 or 10 players. Now, this is not done yet. Kokora has plenty, but they're isolated. They're very isolated. And it doesn't look like they're going to be able to bring more than 1 gun at a time to bear here. And the gun advantage is just going to take too much out of them. Big Baby Boomer in the IS-7. He's a easy clear, but Panzer, the hero of the first round matchup, is the last one left in the TVP. And that surely will be an afterthought. 3 guns left, and 3, if it's honest, fairly healthy guns. 6,000 hit points left at the end there across 3 tanks. Well, they were aggressive. That was the most aggressive we've seen Origin be. After being so calm and collected in every other game against Ponda, for some reason with the cap advantage, they saw an opportunity, and it wasn't an opportunity at all. It was a death trap. Mm-hmm. They were well prepared for it. I'd love to know if they've tried that strat against them before in group play in tournaments this year, because that looked like they'd seen blood in the water. And I don't know why. that 3-tank push down the middle, they got absolutely diced. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in the dressing sheds right now. There's probably a bit of face slapping from the coach going on. It'd be like, what are you doing? Get your head in the game. Come on. We're better than this. But I don't know if they are. That was the Jokers looking like they earned that number 1 spot.
Yeah. So, great job. And Jokers were like,
God, that was a worry.
easy peasy, yeah.
Yeah.
So, will they play next battle like in 6 people, not in 7?
Yeah, well, that was all Origins. They had the cap advantage. They got early on the cap, and they play so well out of defense. And to push B low when they knew that there were people on both sides of that cap seemed like a desperate kind of play, whereas they were not in a desperate position. Maybe they sensed something. They sensed extra tanks up top, but such a hard place to push. Really difficult. I'm a bit flummoxed as to what they were up to there.
Let's check what's going to happen on the next map, Normandy.
Well, here we go. We've got a bit of a replay first. If you look at the way that Joker's set up here, they have the first TD in the game, and the Badger has DPM to burn. That's like 4K DPM and strong frontal armor. And it was sitting there waiting for this push. And you can see that Hovey holding out on 86 hit points really screwed up this push, because they then had a tank behind them that they had to turn around. And we're not talking about super high DPM tanks here. Good heavy DPM is great, but if it's not a Strev K, it's not like through the roof like Badger DPM. And that guy was able to really put the hurt on them. Just a very, very odd decision. And all the tanks came rolling down the hill. Look, at the end of the day, I think that was a huge tactical error. I don't know that they'd make the same play again if they had it over. And I've got to believe that Origin would love to be a little more settled, whether the moment just got to them, but it just wasn't connected at all. Whereas the timing on the push down the hill from the Kranwagens and everyone from the Jokers team was exquisite.
So, that was the first battle. Let's check the Normandy map, which we're going to see next.
Yeah, lovely. The map where the plane crashes at the start. There it goes. Plane crashing. Big explosion. A cap is now ready to rumble. Well, B actually. It's a map that, again, very strong division of labour, but more. It's a much tougher ask for these tanks, and I think we're going to see some more mobile heavies, maybe some more Strev Ks here, because getting up from the bottom on this map is difficult. If you get overwhelmed on one flank and you're loitering around the C cap, it is tough to climb back up and push up a hill. That's why we fight for hills, not holes, in this man's army. And as you can see there on the left, Origin running 4 Strev Ks and 2 T100 LTs. This is the map that the Asia server had such a wonderful final in last year, featuring light tanks galore. Much more staid map selection, or tank selection here, I should say, from the Joker's crew. A couple of big AMXs, an IS-7 and a Kranwagen. Double Strev K, though, at the bottom. They have given up 1 light tank. It's 2 lights from the Origin team. No more TDs. I think that Batchat, that one single Badger may have been an actual... Okay, Origin have got this cap again. And Jokers haven't even gone near a cap yet. And D cap is a free cap at the start. I mean, you could put a T100 LT into D at the start. So they are surely not planning to win this one. I'm really surprised. Possibly because there were 2 T100 LTs on the Origin team. They thought it might have been a trick play that they were going to put the 2 100 LTs up there. But surely, yeah, they're now well behind on caps anyway. Didn't make any difference last game. They still absolutely thumped them. Had 3 tanks left. Whoa, Cora. Cops one from Big Baby Boom Boom and the AMX M4 MLE 54, or let's just call it the AMX. Group in what can best be described as a specialist position there. He is hanging onto a cliff with 1 tread and waiting for rain there. Tanner and Co at the back in the 100 LTs have got great vision. They can spot across the top of the B cap. Everyone fairly safe. Strev K role playing a TD. That'd normally be a 183 in that bush in a public game. But Ups is rolling downhill now through the decap. Yeah, they're stacking low. Well, they've got to do something. They've absolutely got to do something. Group maybe in a bit of strife. I mean, they can get to him. We did mention, or rather by we, I mean me, I mentioned that earlier it's very difficult to fight up here. You lose a tank up the top, it's a long time before you get it back. You can't really just push as easily up, especially not if you've got IS-7s and AMXs. But they're negating that problem by just holding behind D. The obvious issue here, very, very, very clear cap advantage for the kids from Origin. We saw Ponder fall into a big problem on Fort Despair when they let things go too far, and all it took was Origin clearing 2 tanks in very quick succession at the end of the game to cap it out. I don't think Jokers are going to make the same mistake. They will have a clearly defined push here. There's a lot of blind firing going on. If you're watching the teams, you'll see the little light bulbs popping up next to people, telling you when they're spotted. There is only one spotted on either side. Bit of a HE spam going on there. Lakami not really copping much from that. Cora. Jeez, Cora just copped a big donk. Nicely done. Advantage there to the kids from Joker. They're bleeding him a little bit at the edges. 2,000 hit point difference. Cora's probably been identified in that Super Conqueror as a possible target. Tanner, he just can't wait, can he? Look at him. He just wanted to have a little peek. Just a little peek and a tap. And now he's off back to the end of the map. Groups told him, get stuffed, mate. You got to go back. No room up here. This is the big boys only. Panzer again, protecting that tank. Doing very well, giving vision, letting things happen. Ups is rolling up towards Lakami, and they are thinking about possibly pursuing a career through the back of ACAP. Nothing committed yet, though. Cora takes another hit. Now, down to 1450, they'd have to be thinking, how do we leverage him into a gun? How can we clear that gun? They'd love to do it. Cora's got to be very careful here. He isn't the Super Conqueror, but they're setting it up for something. They've dropped right back behind D, and they are stacking down low behind the B cap. We have one heavy rolling. That is Kakati in the AMX. He's heading back down to help with the Kranwagen and the IS-7 of Javi the Conqueror. Big Baby Boom Boom has been solid, doing not much there, but he's playing his role well. Kranwagen just peeking. Group hasn't been spotted yet. He is in, I don't know if they're counting tanks, but Group now has 4 tanks just above him and is basically role-playing a mountain goat behind the ACAP. I don't know if they can help him too much. What he may be able to do, though, is much like Origin did against Ponder and Lagoon, is drop it down into the beach area and split the guns. So if they want to come and clear him, they're going to have to chase him down there, and that'll effectively take them out of the map for quite some time. We're now down to 7:17 on the map. Oh, nice return of serve there for the Cora. He's got one back on Lakami. Here we come. Group is up. He's going to reset that, or he's going to miss, which is not in the plan. And he is now a 3v1. Let's see if he drops down, because it could be the safest place for him. And as they've pushed low, that has invited the high push, and Panzer's screaming in, getting the flank. He's going to recap up, down, left, right, double pew and tunnel. They are holding and getting cross shots in, but Cora and Group, they're the ones to watch. They've identified Cora. They knew they were going to go for him. He's a one shot. He can't get back quick enough. They are now a gun down. Lakami, he's a gun down. This is very, very even Stevens. Keep an eye on the cap board at the top. We talked about Group. Is he going to drop into the slot and go low? IS-7 of Javi the Conqueror. That is not a big DPM gun, but the T100 LT is, and Group has dropped. He's on the beach. They want to get him. They're going to have to chase. And that's going to take 2 tanks. Is it? Javi's not having any of it. He is absolutely not going to go down. He doesn't want to take the gun out of the game, and the T100 LT can get back up the top. They are a gun down. They are 50 points up on the cap circle at the moment, and they're looking to isolate on Ferocity. He's the next cap off the rank for them. All those heavies are climbing the hill now from Jokers, but they are nowhere near the gunfight. Tunnel's about to start dealing with Kakati in the AMX. 887, 751. They need to clear one more here, Origin. Everyone is low. So many guns to take. Kakati's out. That's a double hit. 997. No more time on the clock. And beautiful return of serve from Origin. We talked about the difficulty of climbing that hill. Group sucked in Javi the Conqueror down the bottom. And the T100 LT. That is like 5k DPM straight off the board. And they played it like pros. Nothing like the original Black Goldville map. And we got a final back on our hands here, boys and girls. Get excited. Oh, God.
1-1 is the current score in
Woo!
Grand Finals. Jokers versus Origin, and Origins again. Supremacy Kings.
Yeah, most exciting 1-1 grand final ever.
Absolutely. I love the moment. Like the Supremacy score is 991, and
Yeah.
they still capture
Yeah,
in the
they're
point.
still
Just
capping
in
it,
case.
just in
case.
You
Yeah.
never have too many caps. Oh.
Yeah, just to make sure everything will be fine.
Ooh.
Okay, that was good. But again, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Just
well,
hanging around, checking the
that's,
map.
that's it. Origin needed to do that. They did. They just absolutely needed to do it on Black Goldville.
Right.
They played it so well. That was so many little nuances there.
Mm-hmm.
That group, he didn't do a lot of damage. He sat there for ages doing nothing, but he dragged so many tanks and so much DPM off the table and stopped that cap from happening for ages, which is really important. And in the wash up at the end of the day, little plays like that, I think it was Amanet saying that they will die for their team to get the win.
Mm-hmm.
They're the things that make this such an important, exciting competition. Really
Right.
love it.
Right. Do you like gossips?
Love gossip. Let's have some gossiping.
Jeff is the Conqueror, the captain of Joker's team, and Kakati, they are cousins.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Family business.
Wow. Oh, I'd love to be at the barbecue.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Both of these guys, they're playing Blitz since the very beginning,
Yeah.
2014. Amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, so let's check the visit card of Jokers just to recall these legendary in-game names in our memory.
This is where I've got to make up names because I can't pronounce them. Here we go. Steel Hunter 973 getting a little bit of air. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to the room with Kakati, a long-time standout and family businessman. Woo! Oh, I love it. Love it. Do it every day. Can't get enough of it. Pharaoh Kitty, back for more. We're seeing so many regular standouts. Big baby, boom, boom. Can't get enough alliteration in the name. Ups Co. Let's just call him Ups. Javi the Conqueror. Loves an STB, does Javi. Turrets flying everywhere, low, slung and dangerous as they light up to do the conga on the cruise ship. Off the top deck goes the massive mouse, firing them up and getting ready for love. That's Jokers.
I love the moment when they're trying to push the mouse from the rock.
That's right.
Best
Wow.
idea ever, yeah. So, the next map we're going to see is Yukon. You like
Yukon.
Yukon?
Yeah, the first one. First one we've seen that today. I love it. Good map.
Maybe you changed your mind.
Yeah, no, I haven't changed my mind. One of the things I love about Yukon is this area here. It's a real divergence. Even if you're on the heavy route, there's these big kind of tunnel ways through. You're never really safe. I'd expect to see some pretty heavy tanks. You can get mid caps here and not have to worry about the lights and the mediums. The medium flank only really comes into play if you let it happen, and it's very easy to guard against. So let's see. We've got one light tank for the Big Baby Boom, Javi the Conqueror Kakati team here on the right. That is Ups in the T100 LT. And Panzer sticking with his T100 LT. 1-all. What a wonderful... I was really excited in that last map because we saw that Origin is actually up to the task and that they can play that kind of a game. Origin getting early again. They're in the cap first. I mean, this seems to me such simple stuff. It's such a fundamental facet of the game. And obviously this cap, you get there pretty quick. But Jokers don't seem to be worried about it. It's not part of their game plan. They have a let's kill everything on the other map, on the other team, and win that way game plan. But this is just an easy thing now. And you're letting Origin play their game, which is absorb pressure, make them pay for the distance they take, and win it by attriting the team down. They've been really successful with it. We've seen it all day. They're playing they're getting 2 caps now. D cap is out. I mean, C cap, they should have grabbed that very, very early. The light tanks screaming around the edges here. You can see on the back of the map, they're trading across. Steel Hunter, he's already taken a fair cop from the Strev. I wonder what they're planning with those 3 AMXs. There are certain areas where if you can get on the flank and not have to worry about any kind of cross shots, the AMX is incredibly effective with it and incredibly important. But if you are going straight down the gun barrel, that's a rare thing at this level. People nearly always have multiple guns on a target. There are AMXs everywhere. There are 2 T100 LTs, or rather, I take it back, there is a TVP 5051. Oh, I'm getting too old for this. Next thing you know, I'll forget my name. Panzer at the back. This is a pure DPM position for him. There's no spotting. That tank is not there to go out and be exciting. That TVP 5051, they know that someone is out there. They're protecting Panzer and all that DPM. That gun, as we all know, anyone who's been on the back end of a clip out from a 5051 knows what the feeling of frustration is as your front drive wheel goes again and again and again. And they are protecting that gun. Bubba Vernon, possible cross shot here. Joker's stacking up behind that decap. They've got 4 tanks far side, and they are wheeling and dealing through the spawn. Origin, they've got 3 tanks out of the game here. I think they're going to be fluid with this. I think Jokers are not going to wait and knock on the door and ask for permission. They're going to roll straight through here. They've got a light tank back in their own spawn that may creep around and sneak A or get side shots. But Tunnel and Bubba Vernon are about to be asked the question, are you good enough? And we're going to find the answer very, very quickly. They've read this nicely. Look at that! 2 huge side shots into Big Baby Boom. And that push has stalled out exceptionally quick. It's not done yet, though, because there's 4 more tanks coming up the inside lane. They've got to be very, very careful. Bubba Vernon overextended. Group drives through their hit point sharing, and they have not cleared Big Baby. Here comes the TVP. There's one in the crack shore for Big Baby Boom, and he is gone. 1 gun up. Bubba Vernon's gone, though. He's got to go down. Reload from Javi the Conqueror, but it doesn't take that. I think Steel Hunter at the back cleared him, and now 2 tanks down. Really tough times here for Origin. They had an advantage. They overcompensated. Tanner at the back into Steel Hunter. This has become an all-in brawl. Steel Hunter is very popular at the moment. Tanner would like to see more of him. He's got away. He's down again. This is 3 tanks, 2 tanks down each. Now we see Javi the Conqueror. Tunnel's going down. Tanner's coming around the corner. He's decided that Kakati's the man that he needs in his life. 508 into the side, but it's isolated. They're not doing this quickly. Group at the back. Look at me, Javi the Conqueror. It's looking like Jokers have a slight edge here. Group's going to go down. They're not able to clear. They are! 4v4 for a moment. No, it's 3v4. Pew, pew, double pew. Where is he? He's having a huge fight up the back. You can see him. He's in the A cap. We don't know what's going to happen there, but Tanner is in huge strife. Pharaoh City is the most powerful man on the planet right now. 2,600 hit points, leveraging it in. Panzer, 50-51. He has to find a way to get that clip into someone. Pew, pew, double pew, holding at the back, playing touchy, footsie with Upso. It's all on Panzer. If Panzer can get there quick enough and clear, this is going to be a possible game changer. Here he is. 1. No, misses it. Return of serve. 2, he gets it. So he's gone for a full reload. Is that going to be important? They're going back into the cap. Pharaoh City, they've got to find a way to keep pew, pew, double pew in the game. 966, 675, that last cap, Pharaoh has to go for it. Does Panzer go for cap? Does he go for DPM? Does he go for Kakati? This is anybody's game. Pew, pew, bounce. 416. He's rolled him to 12 hit points. 978. They need a cap or a clear. They need a cap or a clear. Cap or a clear. Anything will do. Pharaoh City so close. Pew, pew. He's chasing. Panzer at the back. Panzer desperately holding on. Oh, this is anything. He's got to get the clear and he's got to get it now. Panzer on the other side of the map. Kakati desperately hiding. Anything. Look at him. He's never moved so class in an AMX. If this is it, one. This is for the game. One more. He's got him. No. 870, 978, 852. I can't believe this. This has come down to the absolute last gasp. 870. Ferocity's coming now. Come on, Ferocity. Ferocity can do it. 981. 984. 987. Hiding. 990. Ferocity charging. He can't. He's got it. He's going to have to kill him. He's going to have to kill him. Ferocity's in the cap. This is it. 996. And it's not going to get any better. Panzer has to do it. He's got to do it. 20 seconds left. He can't. He can't. He can't. No, he's done. Ferocity has played an absolutely brilliant knock here. Ferocity has played a brilliant knock. 996. 7 seconds. They're going to lose it. Oh, come on. On the clock. 3 seconds to go. Wow. 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 What a game by Ferocity. What an absolutely massive game. He did everything right. Panzer did everything right, and he still came away second place, stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do you go and get another cap? Like, have you got time? Do you defend the cap? Oh, like, what a game.
But so many emotions.
What a game. What a grand final. Those last two games have been absolutely crackerjack.
I agree. I think that we can watch the battles between Jokers and Origin till the end of the day.
All day. All day.
Amazing job. Amazing job. And Jokers get 2 scores in our grand finals. We'll see what's going to happen next. So, we are going to see Castilla.
I still can't get over that last game, Alexander. So, I mean, that was such a tough decision. How do you, like, I know that Panzer's sitting there going, it's like he's counting on his fingers. Will this be enough? Are we going to be 3 seconds late or 5 seconds too early? Like, are we going to be able to keep this? It literally ticked up to it.
Micromanagement.
Yeah, like, figuring it out is very difficult on the fly.
Yeah, but that was mind games, really.
That's the best game of the night.
And calculating,
I know.
Oh, that was great job. So, we are waiting for a small, maybe a replay from the previous battle, and the next map we're going to see is Castilla, as we have already mentioned. Traditionally favorite Amonet's map, yeah?
Yeah, like I love this map too. It's a wonderful map. It's a great farm map.
Amonet doesn't love it.
Doesn't she?
Yeah.
I love it.
She calls it Campstilia, so yeah.
Campstilia.
I just love to laugh around this situation.
Yeah, I agree. Well, there's one spawn where on the map where if you can get up to the top in a light or a medium, you get to farm the TDs low. And if you can do that, then it becomes a whole barrel of laughs. And I kind of like it because of that. Here we go for the replay. You've got to think that this was such a close game, but you've got to think that Origin's push was probably a little unlucky when they counter-pushed. You can see Bubba Vernon here. They do beautifully. They get double AMX shots in the side, but Bubba Vernon gets a little bit excited, and he eats a lot of damage pushing down to get rid of Big Baby Boom. And that was a key moment. He was completely within his rights to do it, just didn't know that they'd stacked so hard. They had another 4 tanks on that flank, and who would have known? They hadn't done anything to give any indication that they were there. And then it was just trades. You can see at the back is the key matchup. Panzer and Upso at the back are just going round and round that A cap. And every single cap point counted here. Literally every single cap point. Group sticking in there the whole time and stealing cap rather than pushing out, despite the fact that he's taking damage from everywhere. That was really important. That nearly got them the game. If he sticks in there for another 4 or 5 seconds, they win the game. Like, it got to that point. Tanner playing a heroic knock at the back of the map. Absolutely glorious. Holding there forever. There was plenty of one-on-one situations. Look at Panzer. Now, they get this. They get this. They get the cap. They're looking at a win. Pew Pew knows he needs to hold here as long as he can, but he's only got 12 hit points. He gives a shot back, and that's all he could do. Kakati was just driving and driving and driving and driving and trying to stop them from getting that cap back. And then poor old Panzer, and he's literally sitting here at the back on 996 points, trying to figure out, if I take him and stop it one more time, will we win the game? Or do I sit and wait? Will we win the game? That was so hard.
Yeah.
Beautiful game from both sides.
That
Really,
was beautiful.
really well played.
Yeah, game. Okay, so let's watch the video about Castilla map.
Well, it's a little bit of a Tuscan feel here. We go ripping and roaring through the township of Castilla. Looking high on life here, up to the top of the hill where the mediums and the lights like to roam. Great spot if you can get a TD up there or a nice, accurate heavy. There are some hard counters to this, obviously. Anyone getting spotted up there with a TD on the back of the map will get rinsed. We've only seen one Badger so far as a TD. I wonder if we're going to see maybe a Sheridan or something crazy that can get some gun depression down. Well, we do. We have a gun depression from Joker, a Vickers Light, a 121B Invincible from Tanner. If this isn't the most styling bling tank in all the Blitz, I don't know what is. Put a little bit of gold on your paint job. Let's see if Origin do what they've done very, very well so far and get first cap. Jokers have been a little less interested in that. No, Tanner's going to bypass the A cap. He's going all the way up the top. We can see that the Vickers of Upsco is all the way at the back there. I'm kind of surprised by that. They've obviously got a plan. This is not what you would see in a public battle. Do not try this in a public battle. If you go B cap in a public battle, you'll be back in the garage in no short order. Panzer in the T100 LT, beautiful shots. They're well positioned. You've got to love that. And the IS-7 of Javi the Conqueror, obviously with that T100 LT spotting, is in trouble for quite some time. Panzer taking a blind one, I think, there as he pulled out, but now he is actually fully spotted. No one in a cap here. Kakati looking to get that speed boost up to the top of the hill. Pew Pew, double Pew taking one as well. The hit points pretty even at the moment. Slight advantage Jokers. The Strev K of Cora Cora and Tanner and the Invincible. Strev K down the bottom, and I think that is up, down, left, right. Loves an Xbox controller, that kid. The IS-7 of Javi the Conqueror, they can't get him in that cap, and he is bleeding. Now, this is dangerous. This is not the way you want to lose a gun. You don't want to lose a gun like death by 1,000 cuts, especially not an IS-7 and an experienced hand like that. But Javi's getting constantly spotted, and I think that's Panzer who's got the shots on Javi, or at least has got the vision on Javi. They're stacking the back of A-cap. They're pretty prepped for that, though. Lots of depth to the Origin tilt here. I like the way they're set up better than the way Jokers are set up. The Kranwagen's a Big Baby Boom and Ferocity at the top. Looking... Big Baby Boom. I mean, they're not high DPM machines. They're great holding a push. But that's Strev K. If they come over the top there, they're going to eat a lot of damage for the privilege. Javi the Conqueror, they've got some big tanks that are not looking great. Cora Cora in the Strev K is also not looking that great. He's in not an ideal position at the back end of the A-cap. No one testing the cap here. Oh, Javi eating another shot from Panzer. And Panzer in a very delectable position. Tunnel in the TVP 5051 hasn't been spotted for a long time. I don't think they even realise he's there. If he gets side shots on the Vickers, it will be game over, lights out. Lekami moving low through, looking at that A-cap. This is what you want to see from a 50B clipper. That's the first 50B we've seen today. He's got 4 presents to give Cora Cora in the Strev K, and he doesn't want to wait till Christmas. He's rolling down. Blind shots coming in there. Pew Pew, double Pew. They're looking to isolate Javi the Conqueror. He's been holding on here, and he's giving as good as he gets. Pew Pew, double Pew. He's paid the price. He's taken one shot. Does he give him one back? Looking for the side, looking for the flank. The IS-7. He's taken another one. This is not going as planned. The Pramo, he's bleeding hard. In the B cap, he gets Javi, but that was a lot to pay. And that is one down, but Pew Pew is immediately out. Following that, Cora Cora is also very low at the back end, one left. Strev K of group goes down as well. That's 2 guns to 2 guns. 3 now, Big Baby Boom's rolling around the back end of the map, and he has taken another out. Kora was always going to go. This is an absolutely pure low him down, mow him down, trade fest, as 4 guns now for Origin. Is there a return? Kakati does not look healthy. Upso goes high diving off the top turnbuckle. Probably a wise move. He knew he was in trouble. So does Kakati. They knew these tanks were all low, and they're going to put Lekami up there to take the hits. This is smart play. Excellent play. Up, down, left, right. Has to do something here. Big miss there. And here comes the Clipper. Here comes the Clipper. Double Clipper. Oh, he's bleeding. Can up, down, left, right get one more in? No, he can't. And now we are down again to Panzer. Panzer and Tunnel. But look at all the low hit point tanks. They're going to finally get an A cap. Tunnel's spotted. Wants to be very careful. He's taken one. Whoa, he's taken another. Oh, big miss. Unfortunate, but Panzer. This is not done yet, boys and girls. Absolutely not done yet. It is a 3v2, but it is 903 hit points versus 2,600 hit points. Panzer just burned 30. Kakati doesn't know he's there. He's racing to get around the corner.
Surprise!
Hello! Brutal. They've got the cap, though, and the cap could be absolutely telling. No, this is why you hold the hit points on a 50-51. He can walk up and he can trade with any of these tanks now, and it's going to be a gun clear. Panzer wants to be very, very careful here. Lekami overlooking the 50B. They've got him where they want him, though. Panzer's going top. Tunnel is saying, hey, come and have a crack. Everyone's spotted. Upso in the Vickers at the back. They're hanging on by the skin of their teeth. 1 minute to go. 300v, 388. They're trying to get a 2v1. Both teams wrestling for an advantage. You'd have to think that Origin are going to be forced here to do something. They've got the cap and they have. That's the TVP. There's Panzer. Just wants to make a trade. Can't do it. Can't do it. No time for the reload for Tunnel. He's going right over the top. Upso. He's going to probably dive down. They are up. He takes a flyer as he goes off. As he loaded the Hesh. No!
Yeah.
Wow. What a clinical performance from both teams. It was all about the plays by the lights at the end. And Panzer with an absolutely ludicrous read, getting the Strev K as he goes around the bottom. What a top of the morning play by Panzer. He's been great. He really gave it to Ponder, and he's been holding his hit points every single game. Enjoying it. Enjoying it. Origin. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so 2-2.
Yeah.
Great.
And what a grand final. This is exquisite. Loving it.
Yeah, so that was really amazing. Respects to both teams. Kindly reminder that you're watching Blitz Summer Cup finals for North American region, and we're already in grand finals. We are watching the last match for today to reveal the champion of North American region, and we're watching the amazing match, amazing battles between two legendary teams, Jokers and Origin. And surprisingly, but they're meeting again because in our Blitz Autumn Cup and during our autumn matches, they also met in grand finals, and the score was 5-2, where Jokers won the championship. So we'll see what's going to happen today, because the current score is 2-2. 2-2. It's
2-2.
It breaks my mind when I see.
Yeah, it's like pew pew double pew. They named Circuit, they have to name him twice. Look, I loved that game because they held those hit points in the TVP, and we talked about them staying unspotted with the TVP and holding that clipper for the end, and it was so good. It worked out so well. Look, I want to highlight here. They took the TD positions that we expected them to take. We talked about it early. This is where you find your 183s, your grills, your waffle tractors. You don't see people in this B cap. Hubby the Conqueror, he was like the honeypot. They had to get him out of there. He was so low, and yet all these side shots came in. And it was straight up trade and no one capped B. Every single play had a counter play. Cora holding at the back for ages, took him forever to get out. Up the top, they really wanted to take Tanner. They had to pay for it again. Up, down, left, right was there. Kakati, look how much they bled to get these guns cleared. Look at Lekami. He took so many hits to get these guns cleared. At the end of the day, when it comes down to 2 tanks on 2 tanks, you know in the final 6, look at this. This is the play of the game. Kakati
Best date ever.
Kakati is like, okay, I'm going to sneak around here and I'll get away. Oh my God, there's a light tank. There's only 2 tanks left in the whole game to worry about. And one of them is in the water under the tower in Castilla. That's brilliant. And Panzer, they're just setting Panzer up there. That's beautiful work. Excellent stuff.
I totally agree. I think that our lovely players also share your emotions. So the next map we're going to play today is in Ubay.
Yeah, this is a map that I'm going to be honest with you, this is that map I have the most problems playing in the whole of Blitz. Because every time I take my medium tank to the bridge, the rest of my team goes heavy route. And there is just so much cover on that bridge. Oh, wow. The park here, love the heavies in the park. It's brilliant. Everyone gets stuck into it. But the real key to this map is the heights of the bridge. If you can win the bridge and have tanks looking down, you can control so much of this map. Whether you ignore it or you take it, really sets up the rest of the gameplay. And what we usually see in these kind of matchups when the bridge is involved in New Bay is the team that picked this has a specific bridge plan. And we see Jokers are absolutely heading up towards A here. They are all about the contest. Yeah, look, this is the theme park, the lovely walk in the park for Origin. Jokers stacking the bridge. One of the things that I find interesting is that there are no mediums there. Everyone is using the Strev K as their mobile medium tank. Same kind of DPM, better armor, slightly less mobility standard, but the Strev K's engine boost is oh so important. Hurry the Conqueror, this kid just loves getting involved. He is right back in the red spawn and peaking, just saying, hey guys, how you going? Good to see you, my name's Javi. I'll be here all week, try the veal, it's going to be a great fun time. And already, exactly where you'd expect to see the Kranvagans all fighting at the back end of this bridge. Object 777 and a Strev K are keeping big baby Boom Boom from Jokers there in check. He'd love to swing around the bottom of that bridge and get shots on the backsides of the Kranvagans. Kranvagans, obviously not DPM machines, but they are very, very good hull down. What they are not good at is if you get angles on those turrets. And they are going to do it. I think they're just going to do it. It's too tempting. Upsco is absolutely desperate to get involved. Groups crossed at the back end. He's isolated though. Now they've got to know that if he's gone through, he's snuck B. So they know someone's there. Only Ferocity having bled any hit points here at all. Hubby the Conqueror still looking for side shots in the Tanner. It's not happening. Big baby Boom. He wanted to go around that corner. He was thinking about it for a long, long time. Kokora was waiting for him. Cora. Tanner's finally taken a side shot from Hubby the Conqueror and given one back, so it's 1-1 back at the end of the map. Hit point wise, we are nearly exactly the same, 300 hit points to Jokers. Lekami and Steel Hunter going high above towards that B cap. This is a 2-cap call though. Origin again dominating the Supremacy caps. The Kranvagans holding. Fly in the ointment. You've got to love the setup here for Origin. What can Jokers do that is going to upset this balance? They need to get a tank clear. Panzer, Pew Pew, and Group have all moved in high. Cora's going to try and cross. That's not a good move. That is not a good move. Cora taking a huge crack from the flank. They're trying to get guns across, but he is on 177. Tunnel is already down in the Kranvagan. One down, and that is the bridge fight that is going on. And they've not really been able to do much about anything else. They have bled tremendously there without any real gain. Upso's out of it. He's right at the back of the map. There is a 1v1 going on up near the C cap. And that is up so gone. That's the AMX is gone. Chorus still alive. Big Baby Double Boom is right into Pew Pew Double Pew. We're seeing the fight of the doubles here. The AMX versus the Object 777 obviously wants to get low and slow behind some kind of cover. Panzer behind. He's in the Strev K. Cora, that gun still counting, but you'd have to say advantage Jokers. Strev K at the back. This is group. It's been going on for quite some time. Steel Hunter. Object 777 takes out Pew Pew Double Pew, and this is all over. Look, I am going to be honest, right from the start, it looked like Jokers had a much better plan on New Bay. And I've been playing that map a lot lately, and if you can't own that bridge, everything else falls apart. And they definitely did that. They might not have been able to get up on top of it and sit and farm, but they just isolated those two Kranwagens from Origin and turned that into what was eventually a big gun hit point advantage.
Well, I can say that Ubay was Joker's picks.
Yeah,
So
they you could tell. Just the way they went about it,
Yeah.
that was a great
Yeah.
strat from them.
Jokers definitely know how to act on this map and what to do and when to push. So, yeah. 3-2-2? 3-2?
3-2. This is shaping up where it's a best of 9, boys and girls. Don't forget, this is not best of 7. So we have plenty of chicken left on the bone. 3-2 is a nothing. Look, right from the start, you can see this setup. Origin all pushing back apart from 2. Tunnel got stuck at the back here. He bled a little bit. I wasn't sure what the call was from them. It was a very defensive strategy, not Tunnel, sorry, Tanner, my mistake. Hubby the Conqueror doing the business there at the back, and then they're able to just leverage that into a gun and tank advantage. Now, at no point was it a runaway train, but it is just death by 1,000 cuts, turning a 3v2 into a 2v1, that kind of thing where you eventually just come out on top. And it all starts from this mid-map dominance, coming down the bridge, isolating targets. It's probably the best place on New Bay to do that. And Jokers, they showed why it was their pick. A much clearer and defined strategy with a whole lot of Fields of Fire group. This gunfight was going on the back for ages with Group and Steel Hunter. It was like they were having their own private party while everything else was happening. Yeah, clear, and probably the least exciting of the game so far, unfortunately.
Next map we're going to see is Desert Sands, and Desert Sands is the pick made by Origin. So let's see what is the response to the previous battle.
Yeah, Desert Sands will forever be the map that is divided cleanly in 2. You've got a immovable object there with the train line, which can only be accessed from the open medium flank. And that means that while it is a much easier area to defend, it lacks that B cap. So you pay in swings and roundabouts here. I would be surprised if it's a push out to the desert at the end of the day. I would be very surprised, but stranger things have happened in public games. Just a crazy map where everyone tries to go one way or the other, and we do get this all the ducks in a row meta. Again, we're seeing the Strev K role play. Look at Tanner. Tanner's been stuck out on the flank. I cannot imagine that this is what they want. But I mean, it's their pick. Joker's counter is to just basically bum rush the A cap. Tanner is holding strong, but that's 5 guns on Tanner. This is a disaster. This is an absolute disaster. And Jokers have, this is a wonderful counterplay. So they've split the teams in 2. And Jokers are now, whatever happens here, they have 5 tanks on Tanner at the back. He's done remarkably well to stay alive for that long. But Jokers now, they own this section of the map. And the whole of Origin is stuck on this train line, and they don't have any caps yet. Albeit neither do Jokers, but they have a 1-gun advantage. So Origin have to figure out something to do, and Jokers aren't waiting for the paint to dry. They're now pushing group. Look at this low push. High push by Origin, but they're a gun down already. Kakati is holding there for as long as he can. Tunnel and Double Pew are pushing in as well, and Kakati's gone to the other side. Tunnel's got to clear him, but there's a lot more help over here for Jokers than there is for Origin. Kakati is about to go down. This is 3 guns down versus 1 gun down, and I don't know what the strat was from Origin here, but it was absolutely on from the go for Jokers. They had a clear-cut counter to this, and they flowed. They were fluid under the bridge. This has been a no contest. Panzer on 649, pew pew double pew. This is going to be an absolute riot, and so it should be. I don't know what the play was from Origin, but sticking one tank out in the desert on his own, I don't know what he was going to do out there. I don't know if that was unplanned or because they... I mean, you'd have to have one tank spawn on that side with 7, but yeah, I'm at a loss for words. I really don't understand how you could pick that map and not expect something like that to be the way forward. Jokers with the absolute perfect counter. It was almost like they knew that there was going to be one tank out there in the desert because it was heavies and there was no mediums or lights on the map, so there had to be someone in the desert, and that's exactly what happened.
That was a mistake.
Huge mistake. And
yeah.
Foreseeable too. I'm kind of struggling to understand what was going on like that. Yeah.
And this mistake gifted us the fastest battle on the Wild West.
Yeah, that was over before it was over. I'd love to have seen them play that in some other way, shape or form where we could get an idea on that. They moved pretty quickly, but they stopped, didn't cap anything, and then there was 5 tanks. That's one of the problems with not playing a light. If you play a light, you get all the vision, you get to see what's going on. If you play heavies and Strev Ks, you lose that vision, you lose that camo. Wow. That was a big sit down for the boys from Origin. Big disappointment too, because up until now we've had some great games.
Absolutely. Yeah, so maybe there'll be like some comeback from our Origins.
Well, look, they've spawned 3 mediums and 2 mediums and a light. And if you know how the blitz spawns work, if you have 7 heavies in a game, one of them's going to end up on the medium flank. Yeah. And Tanner in the Strev K, it's like 3 to spawn, and then 3, and then 1. Like, they knew Tanner was going to be there. As soon as you look at the team lineups, Tanner should have just been reversing, or they go and help him. That's just inexplicable for me. And Kakati doing such a lovely job. Let's not forget, when he takes the other side there, it drags that Origin player back onto their side of the map. And they've gone open desert, town, open desert, and done it with a synchronicity. And it's just beautiful play. I think it's not so much that Origin made the mistake. It was the Jokers won that one. They really did play that so well. Really impressive.
So the next map we're going to play is Once in a Blue Moon. Again, Lagoon.
Lagoon.
Yeah. Let's check
Blue
it out.
Lagoon. You guys were all not born before that movie came out. This is wild. We saw a gorgeous bit of gameplay here from Origin where groups slip down into the slot, so to speak. One of the best things about this map is that it's really, really easy to get a tank divided from the rest of the herd and force people to drive a long way out to get a gun to bear. You can see all the way down the middle of the map, there are really difficult and only accessible ravines accessible from either side, either end. These ravines mean that you can either move very quietly through the middle and get a great position, or you can be completely isolated and run into a whole bunch of tanks. This is an aggressive play. We've got 4 Strev Ks out here. Again, all Strev Ks rolling down this flank with engine boosts. We have Panzer in the 50-51. Now, if Jokers watched Ponder versus Origin, they would have a fairly clear idea on Origin's loadout and the way they're dispersing here. But this is a very different gameplay style than the way Ponder played this. C-Cap going to Kakati. They're going to be a little bit behind there. It looks like Bubba Vernon in the E5 is in the B-Cap. And they've got 3 stacked on the right side and 3 stacked on the left side. Whereas the Origin team is all middle or far right flank as you look at the mini-map. Call it the East. This is not being taken advantage of just yet. It's very difficult for me to think that the guys from Jokers would be pushing down and exploring that far left flank. but they certainly are. The TVP is bumping into it. Now, they know that there's one tank out there. If you look at how fast the cap is being taken, you can tell that it's only one tank. Obviously, if you're new to Blitz, the more tanks you have in the cap, the faster it moves. So they wouldn't be thinking that there are 2 tanks on that flank. Cora, he's bled a little bit so far. That's his job. He's in the AMX M4. They're looking to isolate Lekemi, but much like we saw on Mullen... No, they are going to get group in a tough spot. This is a lovely move by Jokers. They're looking to come through the top end here and get 2 guns on one and then 3 guns on one with Tunnel. Tunnel's holding with Ferocity. Tunnel's going to go down. Joker's looking so strong. Look at this. They haven't taken Tunnel yet. They do now. Almost like an afterthought. Origin, hit points are even though. They've got Javi the Conqueror. This is a game in 2 halves. Look at that. They're clearly divided up at the back of the spawn there, and they're trying to get all those guns to bear. It's taken them too long, but it's now 2 down again. This is anyone's game. Cora and Ferocity. Now, Cora has been big-time support. Panzer coming through in the 50-51. They may switch targets to the 50-51 because he's going to clip out here. Ferocity can't get back quick enough. Panzer gives all 4 in, and that's a big damage pump. Massive. Cora is still up. They get the clear. Lekami, he takes him down. Lekami's got to go now. E5, it's a 3v1 gun. Is the 50-51 reloaded? Not yet. Nearly done. Lekami goes down. Big return of serve here. Upso heaps of hit points left. Steel Hunter hiding at the back. But Upso's isolated. Group. They've got to get group. They've got to get group. Here comes Panzer in the 50-51. The hero of the day. He's taken 1. Big hits on Panzer. He's clipped out. 1 more. Yes! He's got him. 2v3. Tanner's desperately low. Look at Bubba Vernon chasing Steel Hunter. Get the gun depression on. He's nearly reloaded. He's running that reactive armor. Does he take Kakati? He turns him into 1-shot. Both 1-shots. Panzer's still on the reload. That is a 3v1, 3v2. 3v1. Kakati's going to go. I don't know what to make of this. Origin are so good when they're good, and when they're not good, they are so bad. And I don't know which team is the real team. We saw on Black Goldfield they looked dog ordinary. We saw last map they looked absolutely terrible on their own pick, and then they turn up and they take a beautiful push by Jokers that had wonderful moments where they had a 3v1 and then a 4v1, and they turned that into an absolute dicing. Panzer again. What's he on? What do they feed the kid? He's absolutely killing it in the 50-51. This is a brilliant grand final. I don't know what to make of it.
At least we are not repeating the last
No.
last time story when we had 5-2
Yeah.
score, and the current score is 3-4. So we're going to still at least 1 more battle.
Well,
But seems like someone called to the comeback bureau.
Yeah, well, because it was such a big moment. You can't get more pressure than that. That's the final game. Like 25 grand on the line, and you turn around and you turn a really good push into an even better push by you.
Yeah. Seems like Origins need some stress.
They do. They perform
to
best
perform,
under pressure.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Okay. Now you know.
Yeah. See, look at this. They've pumped the Strev Ks. They've got 4 Strev Ks there. They've used the engine boost. They've got everyone set up. And if you watch them, they'll get them all set up behind that C cap. And they isolate. There's Tunnel. There's Pew Pew Double Pew. Look at the way that they have turned these guys and they've used all the terrain to isolate them. But while that's going on, Origin have done the same thing in reverse, round the middle, round that B cap, and they've caught Javi the Conqueror and Big Baby Boom Boom, and they've used the same advantages of terrain to get them. Look at Steel Hunter and Pew Pew Double Pew having their own little conversation again at the back. You guys aren't invited. Clutch plays here. Panzer's on the reload. Cora. They get that. Panzer's desperately just wants to help his buddy. Bubba Vernon comes screaming through the bottom, and it turns into this horrible situation for Lekami where he can't get away, and then the Clipper's coming. Even though he knows he's going to take that damage. 1,200 into the Strev. You hate to see it when you're right down on the bones of your bum and around the corner comes a 50-51 and you're just like, oh man, come on. I played so well. Little peek there from Group. I thought he might have been in trouble when that happened. He didn't have to peek, but enough hit points in the end and just enough support. Bubba Vernon's been excellent too. Not enough said about that. He's been really good at taking the whip, and that E5 did a brilliant job with the reactive armor to stick in there.
Absolutely. Yeah, so guys, you might get the feeling that we're starting our live stream from the very beginning because the next map is again Rockfield.
Yeah. We're at it. We're at it. Let's do it. Let's go 4-4. I want to see 4-4. Come on, guys. Wow. Yeah.
Okay, let's watch the video about Rockfield.
Rockfield, the original. As I mentioned at the start of the stream, this is where I had my biggest game in my 60% plus T29 back in the day, and it looked incredibly different back then. Had the same kind of feel and energy though. One flank was where the heavies hold, and then you had the low flank where the mediums went and frolicked. Today, we're going to see two teams that have been exemplary so far at turning defense into attack. Jokers and Origin. How do they set up? Well, the T100 LT and yeah, they've got a T100 LT for Panzer on the other team as well. So we're going to get vision on both sides. Who's going to get that first cap? We're looking at A and C. This is the first time though. Origin did not really do this last game. They did not stack the heavy route. And C cap, this could be dangerous. Panzer in the T100 LT has been spotted. Do they try and isolate Panzer there? Do they, because they're going to find out very, very quickly that all of the Origin kids are up at A. Yeah, here they go. They've decided that they're going to grab Panzer. Now, Panzer has to duck and weave here. He is going to be going backwards and forwards through those rocks like an absolute lunatic. Bubba Vernon, they could reset that. They do reset that. Bubba Vernon took a shot. He didn't have to take that. He's in the IS-7. They would have been better off getting an object 777 or something down there low behind, but it looks like he's pulled his head back in. Nope, he's still firing. Bubba, you really need to just get it capped, baby. I don't know if they're blind shotting him. What do they do here? They can't get that A cap. And bang, they've got it. Excellent. Well, they weren't really doing it. It was just HE splash that was going in there for the most part. 2,096 hit points still for Bubba Vernon. But they've flipped it on its head, and that is now, unfortunately for the kids from Origin, in a must-win or go-home situation. As they used to say in Prema, clutch or kick. 415v 345 on the Supremacy counter. Origin massing up behind the A-cap. There's a big switch here. Jokers are now pushing back around. Beautiful read by Tanner and Panzer, though. They're already rolled back behind that C-cap. This is a real mobile game in every sense of the word. They're checking the C-cap. Ferocity is there in the Kranbargen. Panzer in the T100 LT. Now, they've been blind firing into that bush to check if anyone is there. And Ferocity's just been pulling back. They've got it stacked, though. There are two behind him. Ooh. Panzer hit, but nothing but bounces for Ferocity. That's a big tank, the Kranbargen. And he's going to fire one back here into Tanner in the Strev K. Tanner wants to be very, very careful. Anything could go wrong here. It often does. They've got 4 tanks stacked in A-cap. Cora, you've got to be feeling the pressure here. They don't want to make a mistake. Any mistake here is the end of the line. 294 into Ferocity. This is just tiny stuff, though. This is really the little paper cuts of life here at the back end of the C-cap. They either need to get a cap or a kill. They need to do something. They probably don't have the mobility to drag these tanks around from A and do anything. Panzer and Tora, there's a big depth here to that C-cap defense. Look at the T100 LT. Upso, look where he is. He's taken the messy route, and he is on top of the spawn. It's taken him a while to get there. I was wondering what they were doing at the back of the map, but he is in an absolutely glorious position. Do not look at him pumping down the back. Poor old Bubba Vernon. He's done nothing to deserve it. He's grabbed the A-cap, he's rolled down, and he's copping it from Upso right on the back edge of the line there. He's in B, though. They needed to do something. He's traded hit points for the opportunity to get shot at by everyone. Ferocity's got to make a hard choice now. Does he start doubling down on Bubba, or does he roll into the back of that C-cap? Here comes Javi the Conqueror. He wants to get involved at A. Pew Pew Double Pure Group. They're getting interested. Group says, hi, Javi. I'd like to say more. Tunnel is at the back. Steel Hunter, Bubba Vernon. Upso's kind of out of it. He's getting shots across the top. They're looking to isolate someone. Who's a low hit point? Down goes Javi the Conqueror. They need one more. They need it. They need it quick. Group is in big trouble. Group is in all sorts. Big baby booms coming for him. Cora. Steel Hunter. Tunnel. So many opportunities. They've struck back. Tunnel goes down. Javi the Conqueror's gone. Group has to be the next Shaw Kakati. Here they are, Tanner. Tanner in big trouble. They've got two on him. The Strev K. Here comes a Peranza. Ferocity. Panzer. He's been the hero. Can he get Ferocity? If he gets Ferocity, recap C. This is anybody's game. They've got to grab something. 950. The two caps are working for him. This is forcing Jokers into an absolutely horrible situation. Big baby boom goes. They win it. They win it. They win it. Come on. Do it. Do it. Big baby gone. 1,000 for all through to the final 9th game. Wow. Wow. That is, look, when they look good, they don't just look good, they look unstoppable. That push, the way they brought Big Bubba Vernon back up, and they forced Jokers into the push because they got that second cap. It cost Big Bubba Vernon 2 shots from the T100 LT. They made a decision, they weighed the costs, and it was absolutely the perfect choice. And as they rotated up, you saw Panzer and Co. stop Ferocity and any kind of help coming from that C flank. Brilliant job, really great rotation, absolutely performed under pressure. It was win that or go home.
Yeah, so the current score is 4-4. You wanted the tiebreaker, you received the tiebreaker, so...
Well, they've won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Like, this is huge. Absolutely. Jokers, they have to see it slipping away. They were the red-hot favourites last year and lost it to Origin in the final in much the same circumstances, and they're right up against it now. The pressure on the other foot. They got the initial cap. They did very, very well. Held serve. They had a great position for Upso at the back in the T100 LT. But you saw Panzer absolutely brilliantly positioned. The reason there's not side shots coming in here at the moment is that the two members of Origin on the far flank at the C-cap came up and contested at the same time and timed that push, and they just couldn't get shots in from all over. Big Bubba Vernon got there early. Group again. This kid knows how to keep his gun in the game. Just moving backwards and forwards. It took them so long to clear him, and he kept firing. There's Panzer in the T100 LT. Ferocity had nothing. Beautiful tracking shot as he came around the corner. Big baby boom held forever. Everyone was on the reload, but the writing was on the wall. And what a superb performance.
Was the position useful?
Yeah, worked a treat. Worked a treat. Lovely stuff.
Okay, so it's time for the tiebreaker, and Hellas is the last map for today's matches for the grand final, and just in one battle we'll know the winner.
Hellas, we saw Origin absolutely rock Ponder's world here in the last game of the semi-finals with a beautifully, exquisitely timed counter push. I wonder if they're going to run the same strat. I would if I was them. They knew what they were doing then. They're playing the best football in the park right now. Everyone who is watching, if you've just tuned in and only caught the last 3 games, you're like, these Origin kids are unstoppable. Trust me, you missed a couple of games earlier where they looked like they'd forgotten which foot was the one they kicked the ball with.
We'll replay.
Yeah, so this is action-packed, it's adrenaline-soaked, and it's got all that chutzpah that you want from an actual, tiebreaker. 4v4, let's get the business done. I can't wait to see what's going to go on
Yeah,
here.
it seems like teams are getting ready for the last battle. I can't imagine their emotions right now because even us are nervous.
Yeah, well,
we worry about the players, and it's like
Origin's played a whole series already tonight.
Yeah.
Jokers have just been sitting here waiting, and well, we're going to find out how much that counts.
We're gonna find it out. I wish best of luck to both teams. It's a legendary 4-4 score, and let's strongest team win.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to find out. I really want another game like we saw in the last couple of games. Origin have been brilliant, but Jokers have not been poor at all. They've been right there, and it's
Absolutely.
been one key moment that's really held them
Yeah,
back.
and the strategies and tactics and the reaction of players to each other actions is just final tournaments of the region.
100%.
That level.
100%. I hope for Joker's sake that they're ready for this. They waited all last year through the finals and didn't really get the job done. They've looked excellent at times here today. Their Desert Sands was probably the most dominant performance we've seen of any team over the last couple of years. So here we go. Big Baby Boom from Jokers. He's been absolutely sensational. Kakati, the spiritual leader. We're seeing no mediums or lights again from the Jokers team. Panzer, why would you put him into anything else than a medium or light? He's been brilliant in it all day long. Whoa. Group has said, I want to go low, baby. Kakati, get out of the way. Group's got to be careful here. They're being really aggressive, Origin. They are being really aggressive. They've decided they've got this far. They didn't expect to be here still. They were 4-2 down. They're going to try and isolate Big Baby Boom. There's lots of fields of fire. That's a lot of damage that Tunnel's taken there. Don't know if I love it for them. And he's being caught by Double Pew. Double Pew really needs to go down here and stop Big Baby Boom from getting those easy shots. Bubba Vernon, beautiful angle at the back. But we can see that Tunnel is low. Group is low. Group is down there against Steel Hunter. They've taken Kakati and Big Baby Boom. 2 guns to 1 gun down. This is anybody's game. Origin being aggressive through the middle. Here comes Panzer. Follow that guy in the middle in the T100 LT. He goes where the danger is. Strev K up so in big trouble. Panzer a game of mobility. They've got 3v2 at the back. Steel Hunter has to get the gun in the game. Kokora goes down. They've even to back up. Lickham, he's gone. 4 down. Tanner's on 11. Tanner on 11. Running. Desperate. They're in a ferocity now. The T100 LT making its way around the back of the map. Pew, pew, double pew. It is all on the wall. The next 30 seconds will decide the NA champion. Holding on for dear life, Ferocity. He's on 80. He's out. 4v2. This has to be Origin. It can't be anything else. Surely, Steel Hunter's been saving his hit points right for the end. Hovey the Conqueror. But look at Panzer in the T100 LT. DPM to burn. And it's absolutely anywhere he wants it. Steel Hunter, he's in the 2, no, pew, pew, double pew, desperately trying to get shots in the side. Panzer rolling around in the T100 LT at the top of the map, 835, Steel Hunter gone. It's a 3v1, Javi's got all the hit points, but it doesn't matter. It's 915 versus 220. Tanner, he's the old man of Blitz. He's been around for so very, very long playing this game at the highest level, and Panda says, we did it again, LOL, and he's absolutely spot on. Javi the Conqueror is still firing, but that's 1,000 points, and Panda's got the money. They've done it again. They've won when they, what a team. 4 in a row they won to come back on that. 4 in a freaking row.
Legendary
That's
comeback.
insane.
Legendary. So Origin is North American champion. Congratulations, legends. Blitz Spring Cup, now Blitz Summer Cup, and you are the champions. Congratulations from all our studio, from our team. You're the best. And
wow, I mean, you have a look at that game, and they just, what a great team. Incredible.
well deserved. Champion Cup goes to Origin.
Look at them, there they are, pumped up. Pumped up. Look at Tanner. Tanner, top left. You go, boys. Oh, someone's doing push-ups. Yeah. Oh, he's doing the worm. Doing the worm.
That is a winner dance.
He's doing the worm.
I'm
Start
so
pouring the
happy for
tequila
them.
shots. Although none of them are old enough to drink. Tanner could. Oh, it's all happening. What a performance. I still want to know what happened on Desert Sands. I don't understand what happened. But it doesn't matter now. It's all in the history books. I only look at the scoreboard, and the scoreboard says Origin won the whole thing.
That's absolutely true. So that was a long and hard way for Team Origin to get this champion title. But guys, you succeed. You did it. You did your best. So congratulations. You're the best and the strongest team on North America region. Jokers, that was beautiful. That was a pleasure to watch your battles and matches. So don't give up.
Yeah, well,
You
look,
still can get your 7th victory.
yeah, Jokers looked so dominant at times during
Yeah.
that,
Absolutely.
and yet they just didn't get it done. It was just a great grand final. Thank you so much, both teams, for turning up and giving it that kind of ding-dong. Really good.
Let's invite our honorable analytics to the studio to discuss the previous match, to get some analytics. Hello. Who
That
knew?
was so
Who
freaking
knew,
awesome.
guys?
I'm
5-4.
0-2 for my predictions today, but honestly, I can't have it any other way right now. That was such an incredible grand finals. I'm so happy with the outcome. Congrats to Origin.
Congrats to Origin.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
I'm not too happy.
Oh god, I'm ecstatic. These matches though, they were so clever, so really freaking awesome. I really love this. This is very worthy of a grand finals. This might just be the best grand final I've seen in my tour life.
Oh,
Yeah, it was special, wasn't it? It really was.
Yeah.
that was good. Okay, so we are waiting for some replays from the previous match, and surprisingly, we saw 9 maps. We saw the
Saw
tiebreaker.
everything.
That was amazing, yeah. And the battles, that was so active, and
Yeah.
sometimes the teams were equal, nose to nose, but we know who was the best. Oh,
Yes,
so,
teams did
yeah,
a
once-
little bit of everything.
once again,
Sorry, go ahead.
congratulations to the Origin.
Yeah, okay, taking it all the way back to game, it feels like it was so long ago, such a long set here. I really liked how Javi kind of faked the B cap there. I wonder if Origin had their setup kind of to deny a B cap, but in fact it seemed like it was a bait all along. Origin just sending things right off the bat with their 3 tanks into the middle, but I'm sure once they saw that Badger up top, they kind of soiled their pants. That's a scary tank to see, and that push was absolutely a trap from Joker's side. They did it very well.
The funny thing is, I've seen the exact same move happen on EU, and it worked the exact same way. In that case, it was Zerd going where Javi was, and Aqua just basically walked right over the other team. It was such a great trap, and it worked so well. And it did the same thing here.
I was a little bit nervous about this one because Origin going for such an aggressive push in the opening, not something that we often see them do. They do it now and then, but usually whenever we see it happen, it doesn't end up working out for them. This game 1, it really didn't work. And I was actually really nervous in that last game as well when they went for an aggressive push, but did come for full circle for them. But yeah, unfortunately for this first game, it was not a good start on their end.
This too. I mean, Panzer had no chance anymore, but it was just basically this was a really aggressive game. This game, however, it started off very patiently, and they kind of were feeling each other out and everything. And the reason that Joker did not go into D is because they thought someone would be there in the corner. They were actually blind shotting the bush next to the house to avoid base D being capped there, because from there on you can decap it.
Yeah, honestly, the entire game, I was so convinced that Joker were winning, despite the fact that they were down on the caps. They were bleeding Origin so well, compounded with the fact that Origin had 2 light tanks. They really could not afford to lose hit points. But what really went wrong for Joker was their push into A. They took so long to kill Group, 3 tanks on Group in an entire minute to kill him, and they never even grabbed A out of it, which was their original goal. So Origin did a great job at keeping them off of that base. Group staying alive for so long allowed the rest of Origin tanks to just come on in and clean the push up. For game number 3 here, it was interesting to see so many MLEs. 7 of them on this map was probably the highest that I've ever seen. Normally you see the meta tanks like the Sturv and the Kron, and then the Emily's a little bit far behind, but to see 7 of them was interesting. But Origin has such good lines here. You can see double tapping Boom Boom right here, also double tapping Steel at the beginning. It was incredible to see them, but their counter push went a little bit wrong when they split up a little bit too hard here. Joker was able to capitalize.
X definitely pushed into the push rather than keeping themselves a bit safer. But this was such a close game. There was like only one tiny little mistake that was made that made the whole game turn around. And that wasn't even here yet. Here they were just basically, everyone was shooting everyone, chaos everywhere, little mini battles happening everywhere, and X just getting that little advantage here based on just staying alive that little bit longer than the Joker tanks generally. Group, again, amazing survival skill throughout the whole matchup here. He's been insane.
Yeah, Group was a good addition to the team. Something to comment, 9 out of the 10 Origin players are returning from the previous season, which is a very high number. Group is the only new player on their team, and it's very clear that he's gelled quite well with them. Definitely did a great job surviving. In the end, though, it all came down to a scary little 3 versus 2 action here, and although Origin was able to clean up on X-Ups pretty well, they made a slight mistake with the cap management at the end, and Panzer was not able to get the clean on Kakady and stop the B base in time. They were just seconds away from winning it. I believe the cap was 996 at the end after the kill, but a great clutch from Joker, showing that they can perform even in these late game scenarios.
This basically was the only mistake. Had Panzer kept the base and then chased Kakady around, then it would have gone the other way. But in the heat of the moment, it makes total sense. This was also such a clever gameplay by Origin, because they set that TVP and the light up on the ramp, and for the longest part they weren't spotted. You do see several blind shots into Panzer there, but overall, when they tried to take base B, they were punished for it so hard. Either team, to be fair. But this was such a close game again, and such clever, basically, use of the crossfire opportunities on this map.
Yeah, Origin definitely redeemed themselves from that previous game where they had the chance to win it in the end in a very tense situation, but they were let down. But this game right here, an amazing 2 versus 4 clutch from Panzer and Tunnel there. They were surgical with the way that they pushed in at the precise moments where, there was one tank maybe isolated, and even though none of them from Joker were spotted, Origin knew exactly where to push, where to get that kill, as we'll see Panzer's going to sneak into Kakady, who gets unspotted for a long time, but still able to get that sneak. Yeah, we're going to see it right here. It's beautiful play from Panzer.
And they were both a little bit shocked to meet each other there, I think. But it was glorious to see, but also basically just the tracking shot that Kami had earlier that could have changed the game. In this case, there were just tiny fractions of just a little bit more RNG, just a little bit more that carried Origin over here, and it was glorious.
Yeah, this game right here, I would say that Origin was a little bit out of their element almost. When I saw their 3 crons, I was assuming that they were going to go towards the bridge. I've seen them play this map many times, and that's what they always do, sending those 3 crons to the bridge. But in fact, they did something slightly differently. You can see the 2 crons in the middle. They were supported by the Sturvs at long range, so they weren't pushed immediately, but as soon as those Sturvs rotated out, there were just free kills for Joker in the center of the map.
And that's basically the thing. This, for me, is the game where Origin tried to play Joker's game rather than playing their own and having Joker react. And there were 2 games where I feel that Joker very convincingly won by outplaying Origin. This was one of them.
Definitely, I'd have to agree. This game and the first one were the games where I think Origin's early aggression definitely cost them the most. And that really made me nervous for the remainder of the set because, Origin's really good at dictating the pace when they're at the advantage, but when they don't have their early game advantage, Joker's just going to turn things out really nicely for them.
And this is a great example of that as well, because Tanner was spawned alone in the desert and he didn't regroup to the rest of his team, even though he might have been tracked on the train tracks, but he actually pushed forwards, and that allowed Joker to make full use of that. And at the same time, the rest of Origin split up rather than push the other side, which kind of gave Joker an even bigger advantage, because now they had 2 smaller groups to deal with a massive pack of their own tanks.
Yeah, I was surprised to see how slowly Origin reacted to this push, because they spotted Joker pretty early on pushing through the middle, And you can see Origin have 4 Sturves, so even though they lost Tanner, those other 3 should have been very quick to getting a sort of counter push into Joker, finding an isolated target of their own, but they weren't able to do that. And Joker just really had the initiative there, caught Origin by surprise, and, you know, the rest is history, I suppose.
But that's the thing. After this match, the score was 4-2 and Joker was up for match point.
Absolutely. Origin really needed to wake up here. I could tell absolutely from this game, they learned from their set against Ponda. They did not put the TVP right in the middle, a very predictable spot. Not that it mattered in the end, but yeah, Joker with the early aggression, but at the same time, they left the middle completely unguarded, and Origin kind of left those serves on the outside, realized, okay, we're going to lose them. We might as well push back through the middle and get kills there instead.
I think Joker's only mistake here was that they weren't aggressive enough, because they made this whole wolfpack movement towards base C, but then actually didn't push forwards, and that really gave Origin the time to take the positions that they wanted in order to absorb the push that they figured was coming, because no one from Joker's was around base A.
Yeah, play the game just occurred on the camera there. You could see Panzer permanently tracking Pharaoh, who was about to get the kill on Korra, and then another perma-track from Panzer. His tracking shots were on point this game, immobilizing the entirety of the Joker team and allowing the rest of the Origin tanks that have hit points to survive and get the kills at the end. And we saw that despite the fact that there's so many low hit point tanks for the Origin team, their survivability was excellent this game, and they were able to clean it up in the end with Bubba having the ability to tank shots for the team.
This also, basically, Joker took the cap lead here, and they actually used the boost. The thing is that I've seen that boost before. No one that's ever used that boost has won that game, which is weird because it is a good position, but for some reason it just never quite works out that way, because you miss a tank in the brawl, and at some point the teams know where they need to be in order to not get shot from that high position. And that's exactly what Origin was using here, like the ramp down towards base B. They were stacking their tanks in places where ups could not get to them.
Yeah, well, the spot looks very attractive and flashy on stream. In reality, it is not without its weaknesses, and Origin took advantage of that well. They also just straight up had an extra tank in the A cap, and because Joker had their tank in the corner of the map, they weren't able to overmatch Origin in any particular area. And so Origin, with their amazing survivability with groups staying alive for so long, were able to just take their tank advantage in the A base. They're able to win the 2v2 over on the other side and then take that game up. But this game 9, I was so nervous to see Origin's huge push in the center. Their pushes had previously not worked out for them when they do it early game with their guns a-blazing, but oh my goodness, this one was incredible.
This was literally, I have in my notes, I have like a few Korean sentences in the beginning, and then I have no guts, no glory, and that's exactly what they went for here. And this time it worked out beautifully. Joker was just a little bit too split up, and that allowed Origin's push to work so well here. It was absolutely glorious to watch this.
Yeah, I'll admit I was just so impressed with the gameplay here that I just stopped taking notes. I don't have a whole lot written down. You can see here, Origin was just down about 2,000 hit points, but their late game plays were incredible. They focused on the kills, and even though Joker was getting more damage out, Origin had the kills. They were able to play it better in the end. And then, of course, having Panzer alive in the T100 LT, that extra available mobility for the team is so useful late game. And it just really worked out for Origin. Congratulations to the new summer champions.
Literally, the only other notes that I have for that battle is Group finally goes down early, because that's the only game where he died relatively early on, and Panzer for the win. So massive congratulations to Origin, and commiserations to Jokers, because you've been absolutely epic as well, but just that no guts, no glory, it worked.
From Bushka and from me and from Tonan personally, we congratulate Origins with the first place in our Blitzhammer Cup North America Championship, and our lovely analytics goodbye as for now. We'll invite Tanner, the captain of Origin, to our studio. Okay, so let's check the emotions of the captain of our championship team, Mr. Tanner.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you, yeah.
clear.
So,
Hey, how are you
congratulations.
guys?
Good, mate.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I think that now it's all about you. How do you feel?
I feel great. I hope y'all enjoyed the show.
we
Us
do.
going down 4-2 was all a part of the plan. It was all part of the plan. It was just for the stream, to, get on their toes. Very happy with how things went. The start of the series wasn't ideal, but we got the result we wanted for sure.
Okay, so you expected that you will be the champion. Only this and no other options.
Of course. That's why we played.
Self-confidence we want.
That's why we played this long into the season. If we didn't think we could win, we wouldn't have played. So.
Okay, so it's the second time in a row when you grab the championship title. So great job.
Thank you.
Okay, Tanner. Now the most important question of this evening. Could you tell me, please, the name of your great dancer?
Oh, my dog. Y'all want to see my dog? I can get my dog.
No,
Hold
what's
on.
the dog's name?
Come see. His name is Duke. He's
Oh,
famous now.
Go Duke.
Say hello.
Okay, that was a spare player in the
Yeah,
Origin
yes.
team, yeah.
Yeah, he's our secret weapon for sure.
Okay, so Tanner, who will be the first person outside your team you will call and share the results of your game?
He'll probably just have to wait until the morning, but I'll definitely tell my parents about it. It's something to be proud of.
Okay.
But
How does he
they're
react?
sleeping right now. I'm sure they'll be happy. It's definitely like it's something I enjoy and they support it, so I think they'll definitely be happy.
Okay, they're happy and like they understand what you're talking about, or they're just happy when you're happy?
Yeah, they know like I play this game and
Okay,
stuff, so I
that's
think
perfect.
they'll definitely enjoy that. Yeah.
You're playing this game for 9 years, they must know.
Yeah, it's been a while for sure.
Okay.
Long journey.
Okay, so Tanner, one more time, respect, first of all, for being a cool captain, for leading your team to the victory. Secondly, for grabbing this victory and championship title. And thirdly, for playing Blitz for 9 years. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you guys for throwing these great tournaments and everything. It's been a blast these last few years.
I think that's a special
Pretty
thanks
cool.
goes to Tolian from us,
Definitely.
from you, and yeah, she really made all these tournaments great. So Tanner, once again, congratulations. Hugs go to you, to United States
Thank you,
right now
guys.
from Lithuania, from
Good on
Vilnius.
you, mate. Well done. Great game.
Well done. So
Thank
see
you,
you
thank you.
next tournament.
You guys have
Congratulations.
a wonderful evening. Thank you guys.
Day. Yeah, see you, mate.
That was epic.
When you're on match point, like 3 games in a row, like if you don't win, you're gone. If you don't win, you're gone. Like you just gotta think that they perform under pressure better than
Yeah,
anyone else. They're ridiculous.
I like Tanner. That was our plan.
Yeah, we planned to
Everything
win.
was planned. The self-confidence we deserve.
Oh, mate, well, you only have to look at the end of it when they're like, we did it again. Like, just...
Yeah. So I'm happy. I'm really happy for Origin. I still love Jokers.
Well, they played very
Ponda,
well.
amazing.
Yeah.
So all the teams, thank you so much for playing our Blitz Summer Cup North America. And North America is finally and officially over. Guys, you will receive your rewards for watching the stream sometime after the stream ends. So please do not panic and you'll receive your keys shortly. Thank you for watching our live stream. Pushka, thank you so much for your
Thanks for having me.
commentary.
Loved
Your commentary give us goosebumps, so that's why we love you and we have you here.
Happy to be here.
So that was legendary. We love you guys. We see you soon. The next Asia Championships are going to happen on August 14 and 15. Please watch the streams, get rewards, have fun, and we'll see you pretty soon. Bye bye.